Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge, and we have the first game of the tournament, of the Prospects tournament. That's what it is, the Prospects tournament. It's tonight. It's Montreal versus Buffalo. Um, so we're gonna do that. You can get this on YouTube on the Habs channel, on Buffalo's channel, rds.ca. And right here at Talking Habs, where I won't show the game, but I'll be doing play-by-play, some commentary, and we'll just have lots of fun. Talk to you guys, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll see a very interesting, good game from our prospects. Let's see who's here, and I've got a little bit of a few items of news, and we'll go over that, and then we will have the game at 7 o'clock. I'm just going to put these on so that I don't miss when it starts over there. All right, let's see who's here. Let's see. Hey, Paul. Am I speaking today? Yes, I am speaking today. And I don't know what this is old stuff means, but this is not old. Hey, bye-bye. Says, here we go, getting close to the new season. We're getting very close. Filibuster. Let's see. Lucas. Hey, Lucas. Anywhere to watch the game? Yes, on YouTube, on the Habs channel, on the Buffalo channel, and on rds.ca. There you go. All right, so I may be a little rusty tonight, so bear with me. Hey, Luca, how you doing, man? Any chance I can come on at one of the intermissions? Lots to catch up on. I just don't know what exactly to expect here, though. I don't know how long this is going to go, and I don't know what kind of, are they doing a normal game with 3 periods and 2 intermissions? I don't know. But, no problem. Just remind me. I'm going to make a note, but, I'm old. Who knows if I'll remember. But no problem, Luca. I just want to remind everybody while I remember, tomorrow it is Saturday, and there is a game. I believe they're doing a tournament game at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I will be doing that, as well as having Saturday hockey talk at night. So we'll be doing I'll be doing 2 shows tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will join for that. But like I said here, I don't know what kind of a setup they're doing. I don't know. I know for the development camp, when they do that game there, there's no intermissions per se. But I mean, this might be a regular game, a 2-hour thing. I don't know. I'm kind of expecting it'll be an hour or so, but again, like I said, I don't know. All right. So for the roster, the rookie camp roster, I'm going to just show that. I've got all the numbers, so hopefully I will be able to this year better to know who the players are. It'll be a little helpful. Okay, here's the it's a little small, but here's the forward. So we got Beck, Davidson, Dufour, Farrell, Guindon, Heineman, Kidney, McKay, Mashar. It's really small. That's my dog. She's still here. Mishak. This Yakov Novak that they just traded for, which I've got that here. Joshua Roy. Stop barking, Ray. Xavier Simoneau. Ty Smelanik. And who's that? Florian Chakai. So those are the forwards in camp. Ray, stop it. Ray. One of our friends is barking out there. Here's the defenseman. We have Stanislav Demin, excuse me. Noah Laun, I don't know if I pronounced that right. Logan Mayu, Christopher, what's that in there? Ortiz. John Parker Jones, who's listed here on defense, he'll be playing at the forward position tonight. He plays both, by the way, obviously. David Reinbacher, Jaden Struble, Miguel Tournier, and William Trudeau. Those are the defensemen, and the goalies in this tournament are Jakob Dobis, Quentin Miller, and Jan I can't see that name. Spoonar, that's it. So Spoonar is a tryout, I believe, and the other two guys, well, Miller was just drafted this year, and Dobish, well, he's been in the system a little bit. Tonight's lineup, we're going to have a first line, Beck centering Heineman and Roy. Second line, Kidney centering Farrell and Machar. Third line is Mishak in between Simoneau and Guindon. And the fourth line is Davidson with Jackeye and Parker Jones on his wings. Pairings are Trudeau and Reinbacher, first pair. Ortiz and Mailloux, second pair. And Demon and Tourigny are the third pair. Dobish starts. May see both Dobish and Miller in this game. I imagine we might see that. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. So that's the lineup. Those are the guys in the camp. One of those guys is Yakov Novak. Habs, if you would have noticed, I think yesterday or the day before, officially acquired him from Ottawa, and it's kind of weird. He was signed to a Laval Rocket contract for the AHL, but his NHL rights were owned by Ottawa, so Montreal has invited him here, and in order for him to play here in a Habs uniform, they needed to own his NHL rights, so they traded for him. They own his NHL rights, and they gave up future considerations, which is basically nothing. So that's the story on that guy. Then we have a couple of very interesting stories. One of them is Andrew Shaw rips. How do I want to put that? Rips a hole in PK Suban. I'm not saying it right, but Andrew Shaw kind of put down PK Suban here, and I don't know the reason why he would have come out with this, but here's what he said. Shaw versus Suban. Andrew Shaw calls PK Suban a bad, arrogant person and claims his teammates never liked him. Now, the interesting thing here is he's going on secondhand info because Andrew Shaw never played here with PK. So Andrew Shaw said a few sketchy things over the last few months that, I'm inclined to say I don't know what he's talking about. Sure, I'm quite sure there were a few guys on the team that did not like PK. Brendan Gallagher, which we kind of figured out, right? But I don't think that's true for everybody. And I don't know. Like, I don't know the whole story, but I kind of lean towards Andrew Shaw's just starting shit for nothing. And I don't know why, like, he even came out with that. He answered somebody on Twitter or whatever. I think it's stupid. And I don't know why he did it. I don't know if there's any truth to that matter. I doubt that everybody in that locker room hated him. And then we got the last thing, because we're running like short on time. The thing starts at 7. Is the Mike Babcock thing. Has anybody heard about the Mike Babcock story? So we all know Mike Babcock was fired by the Toronto Maple Leafs, and then all these stories came out about his psychological abuse and just the way he treated his players. And he was let go for that. And I didn't think he'd ever get a job again. But, of course, in the offseason, Columbus Blue Jackets hired him. Speculation was, does he do his same old shit, or is he the new and improved Mike Babcock? Well, Spittin' Chicklets, which is a big podcast, they broke a story that says that Babcock was starting his same old shit again, going through players' phones to look at their pictures and blah, 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 blah. Then the team, I guess the team put out this statement from Babcock and from Boone Jenner. Was it Boone Jenner? Who is, I think, the captain there. Both denying the story was true and that there was no problem between them in their interview, and they were getting to know each other, and they both kind of agreed on this. It had the air of bullshit to me, honestly. Mike Babcock did not change his ways. I don't believe at his age he did not change. In what, a year? How many? It's 2 years. How long has it been since he got fired? I don't remember. He hasn't changed. Apparently, he's starting with shit. Now, after this statement, here's the statement, by the way. It's just basically said Mike Babcock denying it and Boone Jenner kind of agreeing with him. So let's see what I got here. Greg Wyszynski's a reporter, Sportsnet. At the end of the day, this is what the Jackets asked for. As much as a good coach you think this guy is, he's got some rotten tendencies. I agree with that. We've got this as well. An update. Younger Blue Jackets players were uncomfortable with Mike Babcock asking for pictures. This is from Elliot Friedman. So what's the story there? Is Boone Jenner being 100% truthful with us? Maybe his personal feelings, he was fine with everything. I don't think all the players were. And it's just a part of Mike Babcock being an asshole. He likes to play these psychological games with his players. And to what end, I don't know, because it doesn't seem to be like in Scotty Bowman's day when he did that with the Habs players. There was like a means to the end, right? He basically wanted them to hate him, and they can bond in that hatred of him, and that's what that was about. With Mike Babcock, I don't understand what he's doing, what he thinks he's doing. He's an asshole. Columbus is going to pay the price for hiring this asshole to coach them. That's my opinion. All right, that's all I got. Let's see what you guys said about all that. As we get, I don't know how close are we. What time is it? What time is it? We got about 5 minutes till start of this thing. Billy Bishop. I hope Parker Jones can turn some heads. 6'7". I don't think he's got much future, but Lucas says Mayu and Reinbacher are going to be quite obviously a step above everyone physically and skills wise. I think from what I can tell from the chat for the waiting for this thing to happen, a lot of people waiting to see what Mayu looks like in a Habs uniform. Harry Rice, hey Harry. Robadario, how's it going, man? Phil says, I met PK. He was rude. His teammate had to apologize for him. Was it Hal Gill? Okay, I think it was Hal Gill. It was at Weinstein and Gavino's downtown. Well, there you go. So there's one negative running with PK. Hey, Larry the Cable Guy. Bye-bye. Still an invasion of privacy and not ethical? I kind of think so. I think depending on who you are, you might take it one way, you might take it the other, Thing is, he was doing this kind of shit before. He gets a job. He starts to do it even before he's coached a game again. So Darren Greger says there is a possibility he doesn't get to coach again and they let him go, depending. They're investigating. The NHL and the NHLPA were there in Columbus today and investigating, talking to players and stuff and seeing what's happening. We'll see what we hear. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Bye. He has done it since Detroit. Yeah, he's apparently been a big asshole as a coach his whole career. The Red Wings were all too happy to see Babcock walk, and so were the Leafs, I believe. BC Richard, how's it going, man? Back for another season. Yeah, we're just minutes away from the start of this thing. I'm watching it on the Habs channel, so it's all in French. If you want, if you don't understand French and don't want to hear it in French, I suggest going to the Buffalo Sabres channel where they have it, and it'll certainly be in English. Because guaranteed, I would imagine the Habs are using the RDS feed, and RDS is going to be also running their own feed, so that's French. So that's the way it is. I wasn't expecting anything really different, but I was hoping, but Hey, Guru, how's it going for you, man? I'm doing okay. I'm a little nervous about the play-by-play aspect of this, how rusty I'm going to be. So, but otherwise, doing good. Joe says it's only early spring and it will be 32. Wow. Here today, what do we get? 21? In general, a nice day, but no, we're already into fall weather. Here. There's no humidity. If it's 21, it feels like 21, and it's like going to be like that all week. I know this. There's no humidity because for my how do I want to put that nice? For my weed and my tobacco use for that, it gets really dry just leaving it out in the air. No humidity in the air. So there you go. There's my start. Look at that. Better put. I can hear all the French. Let me just skip the ad there. Well, I skipped the ad. Why don't I get another ad? That's not how it's supposed to work. Oddly, they're broadcasting this. It's only in one channel. The game's about to start already. Like, that's on time. All right, we're about to see the first face-off of the year. Owen Beck taking the draw, does not win that. Puck goes into the corner of Buffalo. They break it out, not cleanly though, and the Habs send it back the other way over the line. It might help if I put full screen, and then that way it's bigger. Okay. Stop by Dobish. I did not see it, but he's got the puck in his glove. So that's Dobish in net to start. Oh, but maybe if I get my numbers out, it'll help down the road. All right, waiting for another face-off. This time to the right of Dobish. Joe on YouTube, Montreal Canadiens channel on YouTube in French, on Buffalo's channel in English. All right, let's get a handle on this. Buffalo's clearing it out of their zone, but doesn't get far, gets stopped at the blue line, then dribbles out. Montreal sends it back in. That was Kidney, I think. Yeah. Buffalo with it. I was just getting a pass over the line. I don't know their players' numbers, so forget about me calling their numbers. No, somebody just fell with the puck. A Habs player. Buffalo keeps the puck in. A little pressure. Shot from the blue line got blocked by 48. Mayshar. Sabres have it again, but they dump it into the corner, and there's some changing up going on. Montreal picks up the puck there. Sent up to the center line, and then just dumped in. Montreal gets possession. They do, and they keep the puck in there. It gets set up a little bit. Shot from the top of the circle and a goal. Who got that? Simoneau. Xavier Simoneau with the goal. All right. Baby, I don't think it has anything to do with Anglophone and Francophone. It's being put on by RDS.ca or RDS, the French language sports channel. So it's not going to be in English. And that's what we're seeing here is they're using that feed. So I don't think it's a thing about English or French in this instance. So it's 1-0 for the Montreal Prospects. And we're underway again. Pucks against the boards behind the Buffalo net. Habs come up with it. Dump back the other way behind the net. They still have possession. That was Mishak. He sends it up to the line, intercepted by Buffalo. Buffalo breaks it out. Oh, guy went to take a shot from the top of the circle, and he just whiffed on that. Sabres still have possession. From the side of the net, shot. Dobish makes a save. And Habs break it out. That's Simoneau again. Sends it into the corner. Goalie stops it. Sabres got possession. They break it out over the line. Habs steal it. Who's that? Jared Davidson. What did he do with it? It's against the boards on the far side of the ice. And who's going to come up with it? They're fighting along the boards for it. See, in my day, that would have been the whistle would have been blown already. But they don't do that anymore. Buffalo comes up with it. Big hit on the guy that had the puck behind against the boards there. I don't know who took the hit there. Icing against Buffalo. We'll have a face-off back in the Buffalo zone. Actually, even I would take offense to that, Phil, telling me, "Oh, if you don't like it, be bilingual." Come on, he lives out in the Maritimes. Really? I don't agree with you there. How do you get where? YouTube. Go to YouTube, Montreal Canadiens. Type in Montreal Canadiens, hit enter, should bring up their channel. It should be there. Or if you want it in English, do the same thing to Buffalo and it'll should show up. All right. There's a game going on. Saved by the Buffalo goalie. He hung on to that puck. We'll have a face-off down there. With almost 4 minutes gone, it's running time. Oh, no, they stopped time. It's stop time. So I guess we're going to get 3 20-minute periods. I don't know what kind of intermissions we're going to have. We'll find out. Habs get the puck off the face-off. A quick shot. I don't know who took that. And a save by the Buffalo goalie. So another face-off there to his left. Yeah, they stuck on the Buffalo player. We didn't see the draw. I guess Buffalo won it because it went into their corner. They've got the puck trying to break it out, and they do. Rosen passed through the slot. Nobody really got that. Montreal comes up with it over the blue line. Buffalo, and they lose it there. Buffalo takes possession and comes out. Rosen again over the line into the slot, dumps it off to, I don't know who that is, but that guy scored. So it's 1-1. Who's that? Who that? I still don't know. Nice play there by Rosen. He just sneaks into the top of the slot. Just a little tiny pass to this guy that scored, and he made no mistake about it. Still can't see his damn name on the back of his sweater. And we're not getting any like pop-up shit to tell you who scored. So number 93 scored. Sabres win the draw here. Send it into Montreal's corner. Montreal picks it up and loses it along the boards. And who's got it now? Puck's loose. Sabres picking up the side of the net. Shot. Big save by Dobish. There was a shot. A rebound came out to the slot. A shot by the Buffalo guy, and Dobish made a nice save there. Draw is to the right of Dobish. Mishak, I don't know who really won that, but Buffalo came up with it. Let's put it that way. At the blue line, to the half wall, guys going around at the blue line, sends it back to somebody, but wasn't there. But another Sabre picked it up. They're at the half wall. He tries to dump it back. Nobody was there in the half. Clear it out. Sabres pick it up at their blue line. Send it up to our blue line, and it's kind of dumped in. Sabre picked it up in the corner. Where is the puck? You don't see the puck. Habs get it off the boards. Seminole over to somebody. It's over to blue line this time, and a bad pass is intercepted by Buffalo. They break out over Montreal's line. Ooh. It was a nice pass, cross-ice pass, but the Buffalo guy couldn't pick it up. Now they have it at the wall. Shot on Dobish from the top of the circle at the wall, and Dobish made a glove save. And we'll have a face-off, probably to his right. It was Lindgren. That was the guy's name. Really? I didn't. From what I saw on the back, that didn't look like his name. But awesome. Thanks, Larry. Appreciate that. I'm just being Montreal. I'm listening in French because I'm from Montreal. And I don't want to watch Buffalo's feet. All right, so we got 6 minutes gone here in the first. It's a 1-1 tie. I'm still kind of waiting to see Reinbacher and Mayu. I haven't really seen them, but I'm sure they've been out there. I think Mayu, no, it was 94. Oh, that's Jackeye that's out there, 96. Florian Jackeye, number 96. You want me to read some of the numbers? If you guys want, I can read out some of the numbers. Let me know if you want that. Face-off is going to be to the right, no, to the left of the Buffalo goalie. Ray, don't bark, please. Beckett's taking the draw. My apologies for the dog. She wants to do play-by-play. Sabres win the draw, and they clear it out, but just over the line. Montreal gathers it up. Over the line. I don't see who. That guy lost it there. Buffalo guy could not really pick it up in the neutral zone, but Montreal did. Here comes Beck over the line and loses it. Puck is out again. Sabres can't. That Sabre player can really gather it up. Montreal's defense has it. Pass up to the blue line. It was Beck that had it. He got it over there, but I think he passed it off to somebody, and that was a good pass. Buffalo gets it out. It's in Montreal's zone now, picked up by Montreal defenseman. He's behind his net. Turini's got it behind the net. He comes out. He says pass to the side, sort of intercepted by the Buffalo player. Turini picks it up again. Goes around his net. He tries again. This time he gets it out. Heineman. Nope. Is that Heineman? That was Farrell. Farrell's little pass to somebody got intercepted. It's at, oops, where is it now? Oh, Habs picked it up at the circle and then lost it there. Buffalo breaks it out. Dobish will go. Anyways, sent it up to the blue line, but they can't get that out. Defense has it. And they do. Cleared up to the red line and then dumped in as some changing up is happening. Buffalo player picks it up in his corner as everybody changes up. Here comes Buffalo. It's what? It wasn't. I just saw that player. Larry, that's not who scored. Savoie scored. Number 93. Wasn't that who scored? Maybe I'm wrong on that. Anyway. I saw Mayu out there. He doesn't look as big as I thought out there for some reason. Oh, maybe that's because that's not Mayu. It's Trudeau. That would be right. Why? That's for sure. 4 difference there. Yeah, the puck is in Buffalo behind the net. Anyway, behind the goal line. Sent up all the way down. That's going to be an icing call. Nope. Didn't make it all the way to the goal line. Look at that. Just outside. Montreal's got it. Cleared it out. Davidson. He centers it. That guy couldn't pick it up well. And there's a whistle. I think because of an offside. I think that's why the whistle. So we'll have a face-off just over the Buffalo blue line. Nice to see the hockey. I agree. It's just the quality of the feed and everything. It's not what we're used to for NHL. But, yeah, it's nice to see. What happened there? I guess the Habs won that face-off. They got the puck in the Buffalo zone. There was a shot to the goalie. We got through traffic. Goalie stops it and hung on. We'll have another face-off. JFed, I mean, the Buffalo feed, of course, is in English. Sorry to say. I mean, I don't think Buffalo fans are going to watch in French. Lucas says, early observations, Reinbacher strong on the puck, Beck very poised and looking for the right hockey play when he gets the puck. I'm just trying to get I just try to get comfortable again, trying to do play-by-play, and actually like watch the game and let it sink into my head because that's kind of not happening yet. So that's why these games are good for me. Get the rust off. Right now, the plays in the Buffalo zone. Shot from the point, did not get through the screen in front. Still have it. Where's the puck? Where's the puck? Buffalo managed to steal that. They took it out and had to chase it down. And it was 93. Fury just spun and fired it back down. Sabres did the same thing. Right now it's in Buffalo in Montreal's zone, and I think that's an offside. The puck popped out and popped back in with a Buffalo player in there. So we'll have a face-off outside Montreal's blue line. Bye-bye. It's in Buffalo, and it's a prospect game, so maybe not surprised that there's not a big crowd there. But I mean, that's not a bad crowd from what I can see. And I don't know, is it at the Buffalo Arena? It's not. It's at a smaller arena, I think. Oh, definitely, it's at a smaller arena. Plays in the Buffalo zone. Habs kept that in from the almost went up, but intercepted by Buffalo. They sort of just knocked it out. Habs defense has it in their own zone. Sent up through the middle. Nobody touched that. So we'll have an icing call against Montreal. It was Lindgren who scored? Okay, no, I might have had it wrong. I thought it was 93. 93 is Savoie. So I guess I had it wrong. No worries. Heineman also looks a step above so far, says Luca. I kind of expect Heineman. He could win a job in camp. Heineman, I think, a bottom six spot, I believe. There'll be a lot of good competition in camp. Matter of fact, my next video is about that. Yeah, it looks like they're in Arizona. It is. It's. I don't know what the arena is, but obviously it's a not the NHL arena. So we got 20 left in the first. It's 1-1. Right now, where's the puck? Sabres have the puck behind the net, up to the half wall. The guy just dumps it up to the line where Trudeau's there intercepted. Cross ice pass. And then to the blue line, a nice shot. I don't know who that was, but nice shot, but it's saved by the goalie. Was that Mayu that took that shot? Or Reinbacher? I think it might have been Reinbacher. Here come the Sabres. They lost the puck on the pass at the red line. Montreal's got it. They send it up to the line, but sort of uncontrolled. Goes all the way down, not a icing call. And then here comes Buffalo. There's a 2-on-2. Good play there by the defenseman to break that up. And Habs D has it. Sent up to the red line. Nice little pass to the blue line to, I don't know who that was. He just didn't do anything with it. Kept in by Mayu, but the puck comes out anyway. And who's that? Demon has it, sent it up to the Buffalo zone, intercepted by Buffalo. They've got the puck now. Defenseman to defenseman, and then up to the line. Didn't hit anybody, and that, I guess that's an icing call. It's Buffalo. It was a decent shot by Reinbacher. I think he was a little off balance though when he took it, but he got it to the net and through traffic and everything. So yeah, is Hudson going to play in these games and training camp? Or is he going to do this at Boston University? He's in college, so nope, not going to be in camp at all. College kids cannot take part in NHL training camps. All right, Montreal over the blue line, little pass. Yeah, I don't know who that was. I think Roy. He couldn't handle a pass and gave it up to Buffalo. And then he almost steals a puck. Is he going to end up with it? He almost stole one back. I don't like the way the guy in French says Reinbacher. Reinbacher. What's that? Reinbacher. That's not right. That's not Reinbacher. Luca, is Benson in this game? I didn't hear his name. Block shot by Buffalo. They come back the other way, but lose it just as they go over the blue line. Montreal's defense has that puck. Who the hell was that? Oh, it was Ortiz. 5 minutes left here in the first. Still a 1-1 tie. Chance here for Buffalo. Guy goes around the net, though. Doesn't do anything. Shot came from the point. I don't know if Dobish made the save or what happened there. There's a little traffic in front. Buffalo still with puck. Up to the blue line. Shot from the blue line. Hit a leg, I believe. Nice save there by Dobish off the guy with the rebound. Montreal with the puck now behind their net. That's Ortiz hanging on, waiting for some changing up to happen. And here we go. I don't know who's got it. Someone lost the puck to Buffalo. They sent it back in. Montreal sends it back out. Buffalo with it at the red line, dumped up to the blue line. 3-on-3 there. Actually, 3-on-4. Buffalo moving it around from the point to the wall. Shot. I don't know what happened, if that was a save or just bounced off somebody. Buffalo still has it. Get over the line again. And they lost it there at the wall. Montreal breaks it out. And we'll have an icing call as he passed it up to the blue line. The guy missed it. Benson number 9 here, and awesome. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't. I don't have their roster. We got 3:34 to go. As the guy there just said, tomorrow Habs take on the Bruins here in this tournament. I believe it's at 3 o'clock. I'll be doing that game. So 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I'll be doing that game. Hopefully, you guys will come back for that. Dobish is tracking the puck pretty good, I think. He almost made a mistake there, I think. I don't know what happened there. He got back in the net. Buffalo with a little pressure here. Another shot. I guess there was a rebound and another shot that went off Dobish. Buffalo still with the puck, putting some pressure on. And Montreal sort of intercepts a centering pass, and they come out. Minot dumps it in and goes to change up. Parker Jones is in there, fell down. There, Heineman with a nice play to Beck. Beck makes the pass, and there's a whistle blown for a penalty. I don't know. Parker Jones is going off. Parker Jones gets a penalty away from the play. So, first penalty of the game. Was it cross check? Yeah, I didn't see it. All right, so Buffalo goes on the power play, and Montreal is got their PK unit out there. Got Trudeau. I can't tell. 96 is. Oh, Jack Guy's out there. Shot. Glove saved by Dobish. But I think that puck was going wide, but still, glove saved by Dobish. So we'll have a face off. Yuri Kulich looking good. What number is he? I don't know the Buffalo player. Players on both teams have a lot of curve on. How can you see from this feed? I can't really tell that. Face off, won by, I guess Buffalo came up with it. I don't think it was a clear win for them, though. Habs clear it? Habs clear it? No, they almost cleared it. And it does come out finally. Sent back in the Buffalo zone. Here comes Buffalo. A drop pass. Look at that. There's that drop pass on the power play. Oh, my God. Another season of that. It's in the corner, the Habs corner. Bunch of players fighting to get that puck. There's a stick on the ice as well. Puck goes over the glass. And we will have a face-off. Kulich is number 20 for Buffalo. Excuse me. Awesome. Face-off will be to the right, no, to the left of Dobish. And we have Mishak taking the draw. Mishak, I thought he won that, but he got it over to Buffalo players. I guess not. Anyway, Buffalo with the puck, moving it around. There was Benson there. Benson's back pass to the blue line was not a good one. And the puck came all the way out. They back up into their zone. Start over. Drop pass, of course. So they're in the zone, moving it around, looking for an opening. Yeah, you said 42 seconds left, I think, in the power play. They're not showing power play clock. Oh, no, 42 seconds left in the first. I just saw that. Another penalty coming up to Buffalo this time, or was it Montreal? I'm not sure who got the penalty. I think they blew the whistle when Buffalo touched the puck, so I don't know. ABL, Tournier's in the lineup. Yeah, he's number 93. Reinbacher with a shot. Reinbacher again. Farrell's pass gets intercepted, and they clear that puck. And there goes the period. The period ends. A 1-1 tie after one. Interesting so far. I'm enjoying seeing some of it. I don't know how long this intermission is going to go. So, what do you think? Do I have time? I'll send. Hang on. I'm all over the place. Anybody got any idea how long this intermission is going to be? I don't think it's going to be too long. By the time I get you an invite, Luca, it might be almost over. I'm going to try. I almost left studio. Look at that. All right. I'm getting there. All right. So that was, it was interesting. I really enjoyed seeing Reinbacher and Mayu out there. So that was pretty good. Hang on. I'm trying to do two things at once, and I'm not very good at that. So, yeah. Give me a second. As I try to find Luca. There he is. And there it is. And there it is. Did it send? It did not. It is sending now. I'm logging out of there. And I'm back. Look at that. How quick was that? All right. So, problem. Oh, shit. It'll work out. That's what I had done to make. Okay. There we go. All right. Let's see. What did I miss? All right. So BL says Kulich was drafted in the queue by Cape Breton, but Buffalo opted to put him in the AHL, and apparently it was the right decision as he had a good year in Rogers. Awesome. He was a dominant defenseman in the queue with Bathurst. Okay. Small though. That's Journey. We are bracing for another. Yes, I know, BL. You're getting kind of the I know. I saw today the information about how you guys are going to get hit again with another hurricane. Nice. 24 hours. All right, Luca, no worries. Leon, hey Leon, that Mayu would stand out a little more. Uh, kind of agree. Like I would have thought he'd be more noticeable. I noticed Reinbacher, especially towards the end of the period, a lot more. But give him some time, and maybe this is the proof we'll need that. Yeah, Mayu is probably going to end up in Laval. Almost definitely going to end up in Laval. So we're gonna see how he looks. I didn't notice him that much out there. I noticed Reinbacher a lot more. But there's still two periods to go, so we'll see how he adjusts. All right, so I'll take your comments and we can talk about what we just saw. And I don't know where to go with that. I didn't absorb a lot of that. Let's put it that way. Is what I'm trying to say. I guess it feels like things are going at a million miles an hour. The first game, trying to do play by play. So, yeah. I imagine most of you are watching it by the Sabres link because it's in English and it makes a lot of sense. I could be doing that too. I feel personally, I feel like a bit of a traitor doing that. Besides that, also, I don't like the American play-by-play and stuff like that. I don't like it in general. So yeah, I'm just gonna be a hometown boy and suffer through it in French. Now, listen, I can pick up enough of it that I understand enough of what's going on from what they're saying. Plus, I'm watching it. So, Raw and Kidney playing together is possible. I have the lineup. Let me see. I'm not sure. My memory. Here's the lineup. So no, Raw is playing with Beck and Heineman, and Kidney and with Mayshar and Farrell. Unless, of course, I guess it's possible they made adjustments during the first period and maybe switched some guys up. I don't know. Like I said, for me, it's happening a little too fast. It's not slowed down enough yet for me to freaking hell know what's going on pretty much. But yeah, I'm hanging in there. Well, I'm glad for these kind of games and then the preseason stuff because by the time I get through those games, I should be ready for the season. I mean, it's not that my play-by-play was great anyway. Anyways, the nerves are over now. At least I'm not nervous about it. I was a little nervous coming into this. I don't know why I'm sitting here with with no comments in front of me. There we go. Leon says, no, Rick, they're pretty even on both teams, not homers at all. That's not why. It's not why I don't like the American feed. I just don't like the American feeds. I don't know. I just don't like the way they do play-by-play and stuff. It had nothing to do with them being homers at all. Oh boy, hey, big boy, something to look forward to tomorrow, then, right? I imagine though, with a hurricane, you got to figure power would probably go out anyways. They canceled the game tonight because of the hurricane. Really, eh? I guess they didn't want people there, like tourists, to see the game for no reason to get caught in that. I guess I don't know. I mean, it's hitting tomorrow. I don't see why they couldn't have a game tonight. So let me know what you guys thought of this. If you haven't spoken already, there's 22 people here. What did you guys think? For the people who haven't spoken yet, what did you think of that first period? Um, yeah, like I said, I didn't really take it enough to make any judgments on too many of these guys. So I like how the beginning of the period I didn't really notice Reinbacher that much, but you could see in the last few minutes there he was noticeable and playing well. Hey Eric, it is definitely nice to see some hockey back and to get this game and see these young kids. It is great to have hockey back. Just I'm not happy going back into winter. That's all. The one thing I'm happy for with the change of the season, though, is you know I don't know if it's everywhere yet, but the heat sort of dissipating, and hopefully some of those fires, will, will go out. Okay, I get it, BL. That makes sense then why they would do that. Anyways, it sucks for you guys. You're not out of the woods. I don't know. I guess it's still a little longer for hurricane season, no? Looks like typical preseason style play, but still enjoyable, says Eric. But that's probably because it's the young kids, right? It's the prospects. In preseason, the first, what they're playing 6 games this year. So, say the first 3 games are going to look a lot like that as they put a lot of the young kids in the lineup. JFed, I guess basically that is what it is, right? A glorified rookie scrimmage. Basically, I mean, there's not a scrimmage. They're playing against another team, but yeah, I mean, it has that feel, right? It has that feel of the development camp scrimmages we get after the draft. Joe, that those games are coming up soon, eh? Yeah. Well, next week, there's not much happening. It's kind of quiet as far as that, and then the week after, I've got 4 preseason games. We're doing what Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday that week with games. So yeah, season is here. 90 games ahead of me till it's over, unless we make the playoffs. Buffalo top 3 in the Atlantic. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a possibility, but It depends if they're able to, jump over the teams ahead of them. But over the next couple of years, you got to figure there's going to be a changing of the guard, right, of those top teams, as the teams that have had all those good draft picks start to, take those top spots. So. Saw Toronto rookies lost yesterday to Columbus rookies. They're playing in Traverse City. Yeah, I saw that the Traverse City had a same thing. So yeah, no, Toronto. Listen, they don't have the prospect pool that Montreal has. So. And that's something that's going to hurt them down the road in the near future, right? A lot of the top teams. I mean, they don't end up with the same prospect like the top. You don't end up with great prospect pools while you're at the top level and you're not getting great drafts, all the time. So, yeah, it'll bite them in the ass eventually. Vegas bookies have the Habs finishing exactly where they did last year, 5th from the bottom. Good for Vegas bookies. It doesn't mean shit that the Vegas bookies have Montreal finishing 5th from the bottom. What matters is the games that they play on the ice. I have them at 12th from the bottom. Is how I predicted that they'll finish. So I don't think it'll be that bad. Luca, I do remember when Leafs fans were saying Nick Robertson was better than Cole Caulfield. What a load of shit that was. I don't know when this period or this game's coming back, but I don't know. I guess they're doing 15-minute periods or intermissions. I don't bet, Leon, so we don't do betting on this channel. Because this channel don't believe in gambling. All right. Wow, we're losing people left and right. What's going on? If you're here, say hi, ask a question, make a comment. And I would imagine it shouldn't be too long for the game to come back. And yeah, they just put up the sign says we'll be right back. So it shouldn't be too long while I have period number 2. Place your bets with Matt. You talking about my co-host Matt? Yeah, we don't bet. Matt does if he wants to bet, he bets on his own time. We don't do betting here. Too much gambling. Besides, I've got family that have gambling problems, so it's kind of close to home, and I just don't gamble. And I've never been a gambler. I've never been one that likes to gamble. So. If we make bets here, it's all gentlemen bets. Nothing more. All right, are we gonna make a gentleman bet on who's gonna win this game? Kind of early to tell, and it's quite even. Except I gotta admit, to me, Buffalo got a little bit better of the play in that first period. I thought Buffalo was a little bit better than Montreal there, but I mean it's pretty close. We'll see how the second period goes, but I don't think they're that dominant over us. That's for sure. Let's do what you want to make a gentleman's bet on bottom 5 or 12. Yeah, no worries. You're on. BL says, "What did I think of Justified City Prime Eagle, final scene. Well, wait a second. You got to go back and take that back. The last 10 minutes of that of the final episode was what is leading to possibly season 2 of this, right? You mean the scene in the lawyer's kitchen where you knew what was going to happen? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think last night I watched the whole season again, believe it or not. And it was all to get to the draw, where you knew it was gonna happen. I knew he was reaching for that tape. I thought he was, but yeah, I knew when he reached it. I said, "That's it." In my head, that's it. That's when it's gonna happen, and boom, it was over like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the potential season 2, which is basically going back to Justified. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I think I've seen the whole series now twice, every episode, and some episodes 3 times, and maybe 4. Because, I'd already seen. Like I don't even know anymore. I watched it a lot. I was tired of watching British stuff. I've been watching a lot of stuff from the UK. By the way, a recommendation: you have Netflix, check out Top Boy. Violent, yes. A little hard to understand their accents, yes, but really good. I just binged it. It took me about 3 days, and I watched all 5 seasons. I think. Yeah, second period is just about to start. You're 100% right, and I should have these on. Beck taking the draw again, and this time he wins the draw. Linebacker up to Heineman, couldn't handle that, goes into the corner. And then Sabre guy just slapped it all the way back down. How come that's not an icing call? Must have hit somebody. Linebacker comes up, drops it back. Oh, are they still on the power play? They might still be. Oh, yeah, they are. Linebacker just took a big hit there, knocked him on his knees anyway. Habs have possession. The puck's in the neutral zone, back at the Habs zone. Pass up to Beck, so it hit his stick and went off. And Buffalo sends it all the way down. Linebacker picks it up. He sends it up to somebody that it was Seaman. Anyways, he didn't handle that well. Habs still have possession. Got to think this power play is over soon. One timer by I don't know who that was. The one timer in the score. It was either Reinbacher or Mayu on the one time. Henson with it in Montreal zone, passes it off to Rosen. Rosen loses it. Well, it's past it. It's skate. Montreal has it now. Meshar through the neutral zone, and they lost it at the blue line. Yep. Here comes Buffalo. Benson over the blue line. Passes it off. Another pass over. A shot. I think it was a one-timer, and Dobish made the stop. Puck comes all the way back down to Buffalo zone on icing call. Icing against Montreal. We'll have a face-off in front of Dobish. 2.5 minutes gone. No, 2 minutes, 10 seconds gone in the second period. 1-1 tie. Kulich and Kidney on the draw. Kidney wins that. Puck sent out to the neutral zone. Jackeye with it. Shot. Hit somebody. Hit something. Or it got through. I couldn't tell because the goalie made a save and I didn't see another shot. So it must have got through. Ooh. Semino almost in alone. The puck is stripped from him, though. Habs keep it in. No, they don't. Here comes Buffalo. Pass over to Benson. Benson inside. Trying to center it right at the crease and got intercepted by a Habs. Still in Montreal's zone. In the corner now. Buffalo with it. Shot. Wide. He's to the other side. Buffalo still with some pressure here. Benson's pass intercepted. Montreal with the puck. They get it out, but not cleanly. Buffalo takes over. They send it right back into the Montreal zone. Montreal picks that up, gets it out. At the red line, they give it away there at the red line. Here comes Buffalo. Over the blue line. Where'd that puck go? Cross ice pass. Buffalo still with it. Down in the corner at the half wall. Along the boards, pops out. Montreal. Here comes Montreal. Almost Semino almost had a great point. That's sort of. It's given away. Buffalo sends it back. And that's an icing call. So icing against Buffalo. We'll have a face-off in front of the Buffalo goalie with 15:55 to go in the second. This 1-1 tied, or the camera's on Mayu. Face-off at center ice. Beck with the draw, wins it. Back to Mayu. Mayu over to his partner. Up to the blue line, but gave it away. Set back, and I think it's Tourney that. Oh, it was Ortiz. He's small too, Ortiz. Beck almost stole it. It was pretty good speed. He got him in, almost stole it away. Here it comes up over our blue line. Oh, all along. And I don't know who that was, but Dobish made a good save there. Kizakov gets sent in all alone. And he tries to back across Dobish. Dobish said, no way. Okay, face-off is to the left of Dobish. Wow. Everybody gone. What happened? Dobish MVP right now. He's playing well. Where'd everybody go, though? Everybody left. Is my play-by-play that bad? Maybe I should stop. I don't know. Here comes, I don't know who that is. Anyways, intercepted at the past the blue line. Here comes Buffalo. Trying to fight through with Trudeau, gets taken down, barrels into Dobish. And there is a penalty coming up to Montreal. Trudeau. I don't know if it was tripping or what, but Trudeau goes off. Oh, Trudeau's wearing the C. How come there's no F Trudeau signs out there? What the hell? Sofka, hey Sofka, how you doing, man? Face off is to the left of Dobish. Won by Montreal, but given away at the blue line there. And then Montreal sends it all the way down. Some energetic forecheck in there by, who the hell's that? Ishak. Habs cleared out again, all the way down. 14-10 left in the second. Still 1-1 tie. Drop pass. Benson over the line, sends it to his left. Oh, it's a little. I don't know what you call that. Weird shot. Dobish makes the save. Puck comes all the way back. I'm good, Sufka. I'm good. I think people coming in or leaving to watch the game in English somewhere, I guess. Down to 11 people. At one point, we had 33. I don't know what happened. Oh, well. Buffalo over the line. Drop pass. Guy tried to do there, but Montreal broke that up. Buffalo, though, still with possession in the zone. Little passing play got screwed up. They came back to the point, shot. Dobish made the save. Was back in the point. Pass to the circle, back up to the middle, and stolen away by Montreal. They come down. Oh, Trudeau out of the box, almost got set up right in front of the net. It was close. Trudeau looks like he's playing well, skating well. One timer by Trudeau. Goalie makes the save, and then Kearney was right beside the net, and the rebound came right to him. 2-1 for Montreal. Miguel Tournier with the goal. That guy looking good on the PK. Yeah, I noticed him out there before. I would imagine he's going to be a PK guy. So Montreal with the lead, 12-12 left in the second. Almost at midway through the game. Oh, another chance there, but I don't know who that was. Saved by the Buffalo goalie. Stolen just over the blue line by Montreal. They're over the blue line now, and they give it away right in the slot. Buffalo coming back away over Montreal's line. Shot. I don't know. Is that a shot? I think it hit somebody and went behind the net. It's against the boards. Buffalo comes up with it. In the corner, I don't know which Buffalo player that is. He's kind of moving around, spinning, turning. And he loses it behind the net. Montreal coming out with it. Reinbacher over to Simoneau. Simoneau gave it away. Well, I don't know what player it was. Heineman got it right on the right side of the net. And a good chance there. Made by the goalie. Pushing and shoving just happening now. With 11:08 to go in the second. We're going to have a face-off, looks like, to the right of the Buffalo goalie. Yeah, Reinbacher looking good out there. I think it took him 10 minutes in the first period, but he's got his legs under him, and he's looking good out there. Playing with some confidence now. Penalty to Buffalo coming up here. I just heard someone yell out, "Referee sucks." It's funny. Larry couldn't tell you if he is, but I mean, there's a lot of people in Quebec named Trudeau that aren't related to him. I'm just waiting for all the convoy people to be out there with the F Trudeau signs. I haven't seen one yet. Oh, so now here, and Kidney had a good chance. One timer by Kidney. Rosloff covers up. We'll have a face up there. Mayshire is going to take the draw. Buffalo wins that, I guess, sort of. Trudeau with it at the line. Sends it to the left circle. I don't know who that was, but he gave it away. 10 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second. Here come the Habs over the blue line. In the corner. Sent to the other corner. It comes up. Buffalo picks it up off the wall, though. Benson. Benson with a shot. Benson with a shot on Dobish. Dobish makes the saves, and Benson just crashed into the net. And now we got Mayu and somebody else fighting. No, Simino and somebody else fighting. I think the smallest guy on the ice, Simino, and he's fighting. Benson's fine, though. He crashed into the, but he's fine. I guess Simino pushed him. I don't know. I guess that's why the fight. Simino will go off for fighting. So will the other guy. So we'll be down 4-on-4, I would imagine. Okay, what's going on here now? Get it together, guys. Waiting for the face-off. I'm not sure where this is taking place. It is to the right of Dobish. Won by Montreal. Here they get over the blue line, both blue lines. Back behind the net. Oh, he tries to center it, but he kind of flubbed on it. But Montreal still with it. Heineman. Heineman with a bad angle shot and saved by the Buffalo goalie. Hang on, and we'll have a face-off again to this time. I think to the left of Buffalo goalie. .9:42 to go in the second period. 2-1 Montreal. And Buffalo wins the draw. And they already cleared it out by wrapping it around behind the net. Reinbacher behind his net, and he breaks up right away. Sends it back. Of course, the drop pass. Reinbacher was at the point. Sends it up to the half wall. Behind the net. Guy loses it there. Somebody picks it up at the half wall, sends it back to the other side. Behind the net. Farrell up to the point. Reinbacher to the half wall. Oop. Center. Well, it was centered back to the half wall. And the power play is over. Although I have not seen the guys skate out. That's weird. And Buffalo cleared that all the way down, so we'll have icing against Buffalo or face-off in front of the Buffalo goalie. Right, face-off to the right of the Buffalo goalie. What's the Buffalo goalie's name? Ratzlaff, I think. No icing on that. Ooh, Buffalo just scored. Rosen sliding like across the crease like that. I'd like to see that again, but they're not showing replays. So I doubt we're going to see that again. Or maybe they are showing replays. Oh, look at that. Yeah, from the low slot, Rosen with a nice little goal, I guess. 2-2 tie. 8:05 left in the second. Face off. Davidson against Coolidge. Coolidge wins the draw. With a whistle there at the Buffalo net. Rats not by the save, hung on. Just some pushing and shoving behind that net. That guy's in there. So the faceoff will be in front of the Buffalo goalie. Everybody changing up. Davidson taking the draw for Montreal. And won by Buffalo, I believe. Buffalo clears it out. Montreal picks it up. Reinbacher, nope. Where's Rock? Big shot from the right circle on Dobish. Makes the save and hangs on. Larry, Rosenbach is. Yeah, take the A out of that. It's just ROSEN. This period taking a long time. A lot of stops and starts here. Face off is to the left of Dobish, won by Buffalo. Yeah, Reinbacher, I think, shot it back to the goalie. Anyways, no danger there. The goalie made the save. Somebody in the chat, when we were waiting for this to start, had said Reinbacher is going to get an own goal guaranteed, and he almost got one, which we don't want to see that. But hey, by the time the third period rolls around, nobody will be here. We're just dropping like flies out there. All right. 6:40 to go in the second. Montreal over the line, but taken back by Buffalo. Where's that puck? Mayu with a shot. Blocked. Sabres get it out. And into Montreal's zone. Sort of just rubbed out along the boards, though. Even Montreal's got possession. Ooh. Buffalo just scored. Damn it. I gotta see what I didn't see exactly what happened there. I just saw the puck get to the front of the net and they scored. And that is Savoie with the goal. Puck gets sent into the it was sent into the corner. Somebody jumped up and knocked the puck down before it got to the corner. It was in the air, and that led to this play. That's a cool story there, Larry. Unfortunately, I think Buffalo's getting the better of the play. Like they're playing a little better than Montreal. So I'd like to see Montreal step it up a little bit. .440 left in the second. 3-2 Buffalo. Is that what happened, J-Fed? It was very confusing there what happened. Especially like the feed is not the best feed like for this, so I don't see it as clearly as I'd like. I didn't see what happened exactly. I kind of was expecting Mayu and Reinbacher to, I don't know, look a little bit more dominant out there. Reinbacher kind of is getting there, but I don't find that with Mayu yet. Okay, face off Montreal's zone to Dobich's right, won by Buffalo. Shot through traffic. Dobich makes the save and hangs on. .333 left in the second. Ooh, a lot of action right there in front, but nothing hit the net. And Montreal breaks it out. But Buffalo picks it up in their own zone. They send it up the ice. Coolidge lost it there and then picks it back up and then lost it again. And here comes Parker Jones. He sends it up to the net. Buffalo coming back now. Pass got away from somebody and will end up with an icing call against Buffalo. So with 2:51 left in the second, we'll have a face-off in front of the Buffalo goalie. What's the name? Rat Flash. All right, so to the right of the Buffalo goalie, and we got Suban. No, it was Mishak taking the draw. Buffalo won that. They get it out. And all the way into the Buffalo, it's the Montreal's corner, but again, another icing call against Buffalo. I'm telling you, man, this period is taking a long time. There are so many stops and starts, and It's crazy this week. Montreal wins the draw this time. Mayu over to his partner. Shot. Hit somebody. And a whistle for a cross check. To who? To who, though? Buffalo. Buffalo gets the penalty. Montreal goes on the power play. Johnson for cross checking. 2:32 left in the second. Good time to tie it up here, Montreal. Beck's going to take the draw. And Slaggert wins. But Montreal picks it up Farrell, I think, behind the net, and then centers it out to the line or sends it back to the line. That gets away in between the two defensemen. Reinbacher's back there. Comes out from behind the net now. Sends it back. It's kind of dangerous. There's a guy there. Okay, Montreal, they get it. They pick it up. And can they get set up? Okay, Reinbacher at the point, fakes the shot, gives it to the wall, cross ice, back the other side, back to Reinbacher. Reinbacher back to that guy on the right side. Is that Heineman? It's Heineman on that side. Reinbacher, don't give it up there. Almost gave it up at the line. And still have it. Oh, Heineman couldn't corral that puck. Was all alone on the right side at the in the circle. The pass to Heineman went over his stick. He picks it up, sends it back to that guy in the corner, up to the point. Back to Reinbacher. Shot. This save. Shot got through though. Another face-off in front of Ratzlaff. Every time I look at the number of people in the room, it's lower. It's crazy. I'm going to be in the negative soon. 1:13 left. Buffalo wins the draw again. In the corner, Montreal sort of picked it up there, but gave it away again. Give it away back to Montreal. They're going to hang on to it. Yep, back to the point. Guy goes into the corner, behind the net with it. Ooh. I didn't see where that pass went to, but right just up in front of the net, there was a shot there. Montreal still had possession, but it got sent all the way back. Mayu picks it up, sends it to his partner. Give it away. And then Mayu got his stick. Good time. He got his stick on it as the guy was standing alone in front of in the slot, and the puck went over the glass. I appreciate, Larry, that you're still here. Thank you. "24 seconds left here in the second. 3-2 Buffalo. Face off to the right of Dobish. Won by Montreal. One more chance. Do you get it up there for a chance? Come on. No. Giving away to Buffalo. Are they going to get a shot? 18 seconds. Montreal steals it back over the blue line. Sent up ahead to, I don't know who that is. It's up in the corner. Centered. And time ran out as the bell rang and the end of the second period. 3-2 Buffalo. And yeah, there we go. Okay, imagine Luca's going to pop in. Get prepared for that. I'm ready for you, Luca. All right, so we got another, I imagine it's 15 minutes or 10 minutes anyway in between periods. So Luca's going to join us and we're going to talk about stuff. He's got a lot of stuff to talk about, so stick around. If not, just to watch me try to keep this thing lit. All right. Just waiting on Luca. All right. So what do you guys think of that second? I think Buffalo prospects are having just a little bit better game than Montreal. Montreal still kind of, I don't know how to put it. I think their play's a little better in the second than it was in the first, but I think Buffalo's still playing a little better than Montreal here. So we got 20 minutes left to see if Montreal can come back. They're down by 1. The only player for Montreal, I don't know if it's because I'm keen on watching him or what, but I'm noticing Reinbacher out there a lot. I like the fact that I'm noticing him, and it's not for bad things. He's playing pretty good. So I'm happy to see that. Just waiting on Luca to show up. But anything you guys want to talk about, we got 10 minutes. Just have to type in a comment. Oh, so a good time to remind y'all, tomorrow they're playing at, I believe, 3 in the afternoon. I'm going to be doing the game at 3. So don't forget that. And at 8 o'clock or 8:30, I'll be doing Saturday Hockey Talk as well tomorrow. So don't forget that. And ladies and gentlemen, introduce you to Luca.
Hey.
Side, though. There you go. I just like to be on. It should be like I'm on the right. I want to be on the left, but what can I say? I'm used to being on the right. How's it going, Luca?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very good, very good. So you got a lot of news you said you got to talk about. What's up?
Oh, apparently Price said he'll get traded. He'll waive the no trade clause if it helps the team.
I talked a little bit about. I did a Carey Price kind of retired video. What he said was if they trade, like if they want to trade his contract, he's fine. As long he'll do anything to help the team.
Yeah.
What's the likelihood though that they'll be able to trade that? Here's why I say that. It's a 10.5 million AAV, but the thing is, like when Weber's contract was traded, he had 4 years left. First year of that was $3 million that was owed to him. That's it. And then $1 million each year after that. So that's like nothing. It's peanuts. Not the same with Price. Price has $2 million for each of the 3 years, plus signing bonuses of $6.5 million this season coming up, and then $5.5 for the other 2. So you're looking at $23.5 million that's still owed to him. I don't think it's going to be as easy to trade that contract.
Yeah, I don't know if they trade it without having to give up additional assets.
You got to throw it here. Yeah,
potentially ruin the future, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I don't know if they're going to trade his contract. I don't know how they're going to manage it though for 3 years. It's going to be harder each of these next 3 years to keep him like on the roster till the season starts. So it's going to be harder and harder every year, but we'll see what happens with that.
But at the same time, I don't think they're ready to add a superstar free agent for 10 plus million a season.
That's when
another 2 to 3 years anyway.
Right. So and I mean, if they are, then that's when they'll make that kind of a deal, I would imagine. But
if they think they can go after somebody in 2025, which is when we've got some really big free agents, then they might try. But
the last year of his contract, I could see that being the case.
Yeah, because in 2025, Draisaitl is up. A couple other guys really big are up.
And Habs should be ready to maybe add a guy like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And having Price's money there, like still being able to have it on the roster till the season starts, he kind of leaves that there's going to be room to pick up a guy, a big name free agent, because that's a lot of money, So should be interesting how that works out.
Yeah, I'm not thinking that far ahead though. Thinking about getting the young guys a lot of the game action this year. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another, like at the tournament, basically all the Habs management, like from Molson right down to Marty St. Louis, basically stressing a little bit of patience this year. Still going to be a tough season, a lot of development happening. But, okay, your opinion, what do they do with Armia?
With Yoel Armia?
Yeah.
I mean, part of me says buy him out. Part of me says stash him on the fourth line. I don't think he's going down to Laval, though.
You don't think so? I do. I do. I'm buying out. That period's over, so they don't have another buyout period till after the season. I don't think, right? So they're not buying him out. Maybe next season, but I what else do you do with them? I don't see a trade happening. I don't think there's room to keep Armia on the big club. And quite frankly, listen, you keep Armia on the fourth line. You're hoping to get him going so that maybe you get something for him. But really, what are you going to get for him, even if you get him going a little bit? 6th or 7th round pick?
Yeah, 6th or 7th.
It's not worth it. In my opinion, not worth it to do that.
Well, who are you going to put on the fourth line? Are you going to put Jesse Ylönen, Emil Heineman to take his spot when they could be playing first line minutes in Laval?
First of all, I don't think Heineman's a first line player anyway.
No, I'm saying Heineman. If Heineman makes the team, then where's he going to play? He's going to replace if he replaces Armia, he's not going to make it into the top 9. So would you rather him play 9 minutes a night here on the fourth line or play 20 minutes a night down on the first line in Laval, right? Like,
yeah, but isn't Laval going to be pretty stacked too? So that could be a problem too. Is where does everybody play in Laval if everybody goes there?
But Heineman will be probably the best forward in Laval.
It could be. I'm okay. I'm doing a video right now. I'm trying to predict the top 6 and how the defense works out. I'm not touching the bottom 6 because the video is just going to be way too long. But I'm really expecting Heineman makes the team this year. I think it's a real strong possibility that he does.
Yeah, there's a chance, but also if he makes the team, he doesn't crack the top 6.
And then I don't think he's a top 6 guy though. Anyway.
But then you got to think about the third line. You have guys like Dvorak, Monahan, Slavkovsky.
There's a logjam everywhere. Yeah,
that he's going to have to compete with.
By the way, on Dvorak, there's an update. Dvorak won't be out as long as thought to start the season.
Okay,
he's already skating and he's ready to take part in camp, I think. Yeah, there's a big logjam. I don't know. It's a good problem to have.
Gallagher, like they have 4 or 5 guys that are competing for 3 spots on the third line.
Yeah,
and then Evans is going to be on the fourth line. We know that for a fact.
There's a lot, but doesn't that speak to waiving Armia and sending him down if you can't move him otherwise?
And so then you'd rather have Heineman there. This is what I'm saying. You'd rather have a young guy there playing 8 or 9 minutes on the fourth line. Why not bury Armia on the fourth line and then have your young guys who are fringe, maybe ready for the NHL, maybe not ready for the NHL, maybe let them cook a little bit longer, and Laval score 30 goals.
I'm not saying you're wrong. Believe me, I'm not saying you're wrong. You're actually making really good points. I hadn't thought about it in that way, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a good point.
If they're not going to play 14, 15 minutes a night here, then what are they doing here?
No, I agree with that because I think I was even writing this in my in this video in my script about Josh Roy. If he's not going to play top 6, he shouldn't be here, right? It's the same thing, right? Yeah. If they're not going to be able to play their role here, then they should be in Laval.
Yeah,
I have to agree with that. So
and Heineman's not a fourth line checking forward.
No, I think Heineman's on a third line guy.
Mm-hmm. Third line energy guy with a good shot, can score goals.
I don't know why, but a commercial just came on.
But who is he going to supplant on that third line? Because
you know what, I can't do that because then I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, who's he going to supplant on the third line, because you look at the third line right now to probably start against Toronto in October is going to be Slafkovsky, Dvorak, and Gallagher is probably going to be.
I've got to think that, because Gallagher, I mean, they just said he's going to be the A. So you know that he's playing. If he's if he's healthy, at $6.5 million, Gallagher's playing. I think you're right. There's
none of the guys that are playing tonight are going to take a spot from those three guys.
No, I don't. I kind of think you're right.
Yeah, and then Evans has a spot.
You know what's funny though? For the first time, I'm seeing
Pezzetta and Army on the fourth line.
I'm seeing people thinking that Evans is going to get demoted. Well, I don't see that.
No,
I agree with you. He's going to be the fourth line center.
Yeah, who are you going to put Owen Beck instead of him?
Well, I was thinking, like, if Dvorak's going to be out for a while, like I thought Owen Beck might make the team and get his 9 games in. You know, by that time, Dvorak should have been back. I kind of thought that's how it would work out. But, yeah, I don't know. You raised some good questions that I hadn't thought about, really, in those terms. But you're kind of right that maybe we got to suffer.
As much as I want these kids to make the team and make the jump to pro, why do they need to do that now? Why do they need to do that this year? Like, why does it have to be this year?
They don't, because, I mean, there's no pressure to make the playoffs. There's none of that. 100%. I agree with that. They're not
going to be playing meaningful hockey down the stretch.
They might be playing meaningful hockey down the stretch, though. They might.
They're not going to be.
They're not. I agree with that. I agree with that. But you know what? I mean, listen, injuries could happen to other teams that could, you know, I've seen years like that where, you know, it's hard to predict, and I wouldn't want to go into the season trying to predict that. But no, I think you're right. I think it's not a season where they've got to push these guys onto the team, you know, and suffer through them playing less minutes and not developing as much. So I tend to agree with that. But it's kind of been made clear that they'd like to have some of these guys on this team and starting to develop here. But I think, you know, Slafkovsky is that guy. So there's one guy here doing that. I don't know how many you're going to have here. And there's so many guys that could make this team this season.
Yeah. If they're comfortable having a guy like Ylönen or Heineman on the fourth line instead of an Armia or a Pezzetta, then they could be switching out Healthy Scratch to playing on the fourth line, right? Like if they're comfortable with him being on the fourth line, but nobody like Joshua Waugh, Sean Farrell, like none of those guys are going to be here.
No, I didn't think Farrell. For me, Farrell goes back anyway. I thought there's an outside chance Waugh could make the team, but like I said, if he's not, for me, that spot on the first line wing, the right side, if he's not playing there, then why is he here? You know, he could be doing, like you say, big minutes in Laval and developing there better, because in Laval and Montreal, right, they're coaching to the same kind of style. So that guys, when they get here, they're going to be accustomed to it. It's going to be just fine for him to go to Laval and develop there for a year, I think, as well.
Let Waugh and Farrell cook together. Like, let Beck, Waugh, and Farrell cook.
Yeah, I listen, if Dvorak is not going to miss too much time, I tend to think that Beck won't make the team. I just kind of thought with Dvorak probably missing the first the October's games, good time to get Beck his 9 games, you know? So
yeah, it's not a bad option short term, but long term, by game 40, everything is going to have shaken out in the wash.
Well, it should, yeah. And we don't know what kind of injuries are going to happen and stuff like that.
No, we don't.
So, you know, I'm sure guys will get some time here in Montreal, you know, even if they don't make the team out of camp. So, you know, it's really difficult to try to figure out who's going to break camp with this team, because of there's so many of these kids that are like right there on the verge of being ready, you know. Now, speaking of Ylönen, don't you kind of think, though, the guy kind of needs to make the team, or they should move him?
Now, how old is he now? He's 23 now, right?
I'm not sure the answer, but he's got to be up there, 23, 24.
Yeah. The thing is he shows flashes where, like, okay, this guy could be a third line contributor, but then there isn't enough punch to his game that makes you think, yeah, this guy's going to stick long term.
I kind of agree with that. Yeah,
it's tough.
But it's kind of like he's got to kind of make it now. He's at that point where otherwise he's just taking up space in Laval, you know. So I don't know, but there's a bunch of guys that's kind of like that.
He does have skill, but it's like skill that you see once every 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
where he shows something to be like, oh, this is why we drafted this guy with a 2nd round pick.
Still better than Armia though.
Yeah, still better than Armia. That's true. Yeah.
He shows skill every 10, 15 games.
And then he goes and plays for Finland and looks like
like Gretzky. It's crazy, eh? Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing this video, and I was gonna do the whole team and try to figure it out, and I ended up with so many pages just trying to figure out the top 6 that I'm not even trying to figure out who's going to be in the bottom 6 right now because there's so many guys that could be there. It's going to be tough to try to predict that.
Yeah. What I see them doing in preseason, though, is using Doc, Suzuki, and Caulfield together. But they eventually want Doc to be a 2C. So I wouldn't be surprised if, although Newhook being smaller, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets on that first line with Suzuki and Caulfield.
Newhook on the first line?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens because they want Doc to be a number 2C.
Yeah, I have Doc penciled in at 2C. I don't have him playing first line.
I can see Slafkovsky if he gets out to a good start this season and he's scoring, he's contributing the way that we thought he would on the 2nd or 3rd line, then obviously they're going to move him up to the first line if he's playing well.
Once he earns it. I don't think he breaks camp there.
Once he earns it. Yeah, once he earns it.
I don't think he breaks camp there. Personally, I think Monahan is the guy there. You want to maximize his value? I'd play him in that first line right wing.
Yeah, that's another option. It's just the pace of play that Caulfield and Suzuki play at. It's just is Monahan going to be able to keep up?
Well, I mean, we'll find out early on, but I think they got to look at that. But apparently, the amount of time he missed last year and everything, he really healed up. He said he hasn't felt like this since he's like 22 or something like that. So I'm hoping that hip is good, and if it is, I think he could keep up. But yeah, that hip's gonna decide.
Yeah, I actually saw him at the golf tournament here in Canada, the PGA tournament here in Canada. I saw Monahan. I ran into him, and he said that he's never felt better. So
yeah, that's what I keep reading.
But what's he going to tell me, right?
Of course. But it's what he's saying to the media. By the way, Rogers scored, so it's 3-3.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not watching now because I'm talking to you. But was it a good goal?
I looked down and didn't see it, so it's twice. But he scored.
Okay. Oh, good for him. I'll have to rewind it. Because I have it going in the background.
Okay,
so I'll just rewind it.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
it's not an important enough game to worry about though.
No, exactly. But it's nice to see the goals.
So who else are you expecting to make the team?
To make the team?
Yeah, you expecting any of the? Is there any of the young guys that you're kind of expecting will make it?
Honestly, like Heineman has an outside shot if they decide they're going to healthy scratch Armia or try to dump his contract in Laval, which I'm still not convinced that they're going to do. But outside of that, I don't see them rushing anybody really.
Yeah, I would agree because there's no need to. I mean, there's no need. I mean, if you're rushing players now, it doesn't make sense at this point.
No, it doesn't make sense. It's not like there's a gaping hole that needs to be fixed anywhere.
Well, and even if there was, it's not a season that it's like, well, you got to rush this kid into that spot. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Buffalo just scored. Yeah, Buffalo just scored. Yeah,
4-3. Damn it.
Yeah, man.
So, anyway, it's going to be a very interesting training camp, I think.
Yeah, I don't see any of them. Any of the Habs top players making the team out of camp, their top prospects. Like Ryan Bacher's going to go back.
That's already apparently been decided.
Yeah,
that's not an issue.
Mayu's going into Laval.
Yeah, Mayu's going into Laval. I don't see him making the team yet.
If there's an injury and they need a 3C or a 4C, then Beck would be that first guy because his game amongst all the prospects is the most mature. Just the way he plays the game, the way he thinks the game, 200-foot player, his speed, like he's underrated fast.
And he almost made the team last year.
Yeah.
Out of camp. So you got to figure he's got a good shot.
Yeah.
But I think with Dvorak being healthier than people thought or than they thought, I think that takes away that opportunity for Beck.
Yeah. I think Sean Farrell, like, although he is very skilled, you could tell that he
not
was
ready
having
yet.
A little bit of trouble, like just keeping up with the pace of the play. Sometimes in his few games last year.
Yeah.
But if he plays in Laval, first line minutes all season, he can easily score a point per game.
Yeah, no, I think definitely Farrell. It needs some more.
Yeah, him and Waugh played together on the first line in Laval this year. They're both going to be fine.
Yeah, I wonder what that lineup's going to look like there in Laval too. It's going to be huge changes there.
Yeah, going to be lots of changes. But I think Hudson will be the guy that comes in after the NCAA season. He'll come in. He'll get his 9, 10, whatever, however many games it is. He's coming.
Oh, I think without a doubt. It seems like consensus that he's going to definitely join the Habs at the end of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming.
So, and that's going to just change everything for, going forward. With Hudson here, you got Hudson, Reinbacher, Mailloux. Those three guys coming in. That's your big three, probably right there.
Plus Gouli,
plus Gouli, because like I said, it's going to be a big four this time.
Yeah, and those are four defensemen who, if they all reach their ceiling, I mean, not all of them are, but if all four reach their ceiling, they become the best decor in the league.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely, not all four do that, but it could happen.
If even 3 of those 4 reach their ceiling, you're still looking at a top 5 decor in the league.
Oh yeah, and the size of these guys.
Yeah.
What do you think about Reinbacher growing like an inch and putting on 15 pounds in a few months?
I love it.
Not bad, man. Not bad.
I love it. He's been working hard and eating lots of pasta.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Lots of pasta. Yeah,
lots of
pasta, lots of steak.
They did that test on him. Like, he's got what Hudson had, where he's undergrown for his age and he still had room to grow. Apparently, Reinbacher's got the same thing, and they think he could get maybe 6'5".
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Not bad.
That happens. Some kids will have that where their growth plates don't close right away.
There's a name for it. I saw what the name was, and I don't remember it. But that's what it is exactly. And they think he could maybe hit 6'5".
Yeah, it's delayed closure of the growth plates. Everyone's growth plates close differently. Mine, unfortunately, closed at a younger age than
me too.
I would have liked.
And not only that, when you get older, you lose more. So
that's great. I'm 5'9" on a good day. So
well, I was 5'9.5" on a good day. Now I'm 5'8" if I'm lucky. So don't get old.
I'll try. But I love it. I love it.
That decor is going to be huge and skilled. Like I can't wait to see this team. And
it's not like you have Jan Rudas and Radko Gudas skating around at 6'3", 200 plus pounds. You have guys who can actually move the puck, skate well.
Oh yeah,
like Reinbacher. Like, I've been watching him tonight. Like, he is very good with the puck. He's been leading rushes from his own end, carrying it across his own blue line, across center ice. Starting breakouts with his feet, not only with a good first pass.
100%. And I love to see that, where this guy can carry that puck out of there if he can't find an open target. You'll love that. We haven't really seen much of that here in the last 10 years.
But you'll see a lot of it with Hudson, though.
Oh God, imagine those two guys. Those two guys, how quick that breakout is, probably, how much better that breakout is going to be. I can't wait to see it. Because those two guys, they're almost perfect for each other.
Yeah, and a player like Hudson is finding more and more success in the NHL than they ever have before.
Yeah, because, and listen, he's not as small as you think. He's 5'10" now.
Yeah. And
So,
he'll keep putting on a bit of muscle, probably get to about 170, 175. And then you look at comparable guys to him, like Quinn Hughes is about the same size, and he was just named captain.
Yeah. And McCarr's not that much bigger, like an inch
Nope.
bigger. He's not that much bigger.
McCarr's
So
not that much bigger. Adam Fox is not that much bigger.
Right.
You
So
look
you
at
don't
guys
have
like
to
Ford
be
Krug, Tyson Barrie.
You don't have to be that huge guy. When you got talent like Hudson has, you don't have to be huge to and he was a small kid his whole growing up to get to where he is. He learned how not to get hit.
Yeah, same thing with Cole, right? Cole was saying the same thing. He was 5'7" when he was drafted.
He's only 5'7" and a half, so Cole hasn't.
Yeah,
it's too bad he didn't have that thing in his head, right? That would have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm really excited for this this upcoming season.
Yeah, it gives you some excitement knowing that the players that are coming in, they play the game the right way.
Yeah, this new crop of kids and the talent, these good drafting.
Yeah,
it was good drafting the last few years.
Yeah,
you can't deny that. So
they play the game hard. They play the game the right way. They have the skill. They have to compete.
And that's going to be the typical Montreal Canadiens player. Is that the guys that they compete hard, they're skilled, they're fast, and they play the right way. I mean, that's the Montreal Canadian player of the future.
I mean, that's how 5 cups in the 70s were.
100%. That's exactly it. They're listen, they're literally doing that, right? They're trying to build a team like that. The same way that team was built.
Yeah.
They're doing that now. And they got the patience to do it, which is, which I like to see that they didn't try this year. Because fans kind of want to see more this year.
Yeah.
They're not giving into that. I'm really happy to see that with this management group.
Hey, if they get Max Celebrini, like I'm okay with that. Like,
okay, now you're asking for a lot.
There's
I don't see how they're going to get that top pick though.
Quite a few good players.
Except maybe they can win the lottery.
They'll have to win the lottery. Max Celebrini, Cole Yzerman. There's a Russian kid, Ivan Demidov.
Yeah.
Who looks really good as well. But those guys are going to go 1, 2, 3.
Speaking of Russian kids,
I don't know.
Speaking of Russian kids, because what do you think is going to end up? What do you think of the Michkov situation where he's not really playing?
Yeah, I haven't heard too much. I haven't heard too much about it other than the fact that he was like healthy scratched a couple games.
First 4 games, I think he got into only 1, and now they sent him to Sochi again. So, and apparently though, it's not just him. There's Simashev and Daniel Boot. Same thing. They're getting sat and not played. So, I don't know what it is with the Russian. You get drafted, they go, you know what? We're not developing you. It's like that's what it's like.
It's a different business in the KHL though.
Yeah,
like they want to win, and if they have guys who are committed to the team long term, those are the guys who are going to play.
Yeah, I mean it's even though they say, even though they come out and say no, it's nothing like that. Don't worry. Yeah, and as soon as they get the opportunity, sit him. So I'm just glad Montreal didn't pick him. I'm really glad, and I'm really loving the guy we got, Reinbacher. I mean, every time I read about this kid or watch him play, I just love this kid more. He's going to be a great player.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch the behind the scenes this year for the draft, and it looked like Gorton was pushing a bit for Michkov, and the fact.
Do you think that's who they were talking about?
Yeah, because he said talent like this does not come around, and unless you're really lucky to acquire it in free agency, you have to draft it. And that's
I think the same thing with Reinbacher, don't you? Guys like Reinbacher, I don't know that you necessarily trade for that guy.
I don't know.
You might be able to trade for him before he hits the NHL, maybe. Once he hits the NHL, I don't see how you pick up guys like that. Right side, top pairing, studs that are going to deliver you 30 minutes a game in the playoffs. I don't see how you're going to.
We don't know yet if he's going to be a 30 minute game stud.
We don't.
He end up being second line D man.
I get that. I'm assuming a little bit here.
Yeah.
But if he does get to that, you don't get that guy either. And I'm not 100% sold on Michkov's game translating to the NHL.
Well, when I was able to watch him on TV, not games in the KHL, but for Russia, when he was playing against Connor Bedard, he was skating circles around the entire Canada team, including Connor Bedard, when he was playing against them.
I could obviously be wrong.
And so
I have this feeling he's not gonna pan out the way they think.
We'll see. He had more points than Connor Bedard that tournament. He was named tournament MVP. And just like Bedard, he's only gotten better. So
we'll see.
We'll see. Maybe him not playing this year as much in the KHL might slow his development or stunt his development, like what happened with Shane Wright when he didn't play during COVID. You never know. That could happen. I kind of think that's before. It happened to Shane Wright.
I kind of think that's the minimum that's going to happen to him, is that at the very minimum, he's going to hit the NHL a little underdeveloped, right? And that's got to be a strong possibility to happen. Not saying it will, because maybe in the next 2 years they play him, I don't know. But I don't know.
The raw skill is there. The raw skill is there.
Yeah, I get that.
Tools to be a superstar.
No, I get that. I'm not denying that. I have this gut feeling. Gut feelings sometimes are right, sometimes not. That he's not going to hit the way they think.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I think a lot of us as Habs fans, deep down inside, want to feel that way because we had the chance to draft him and we didn't.
I didn't want them to draft him though.
I know a lot of people that did.
Yeah, I know, but I was not a Michkov guy. So, and then I did a video on him, and I was like, if they do, I'm not going to be like, oh, why'd they do that? But I didn't think they would, and I didn't think they'd draft Reinbacher. I didn't, but I'm glad they did. I'm really glad they did. I like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear too much about him before, like a couple days before the draft when the Habs were talking about.
I read a little bit about him and knew that he was good and there was big interest in him, but I didn't think Montreal would do that.
Yeah, and there were talks about Montreal moving that pick, and they were talking with Nashville about it, and Nashville wanted to move up to 5 because they wanted Reinbacher apparently.
Yep.
And that's why Montreal didn't move the pick.
And if he wasn't picked at 5, Arizona was going to take him.
Because they ended up taking another red shot.
Samashov. They took Samashov, didn't they?
They took Samashov. So they had Reinbacher up there.
Oh, they were taking Reinbacher. Yeah. I think it was no doubt Arizona was taking Reinbacher.
So there were a few teams that were pretty high on him outside of Montreal.
Yeah, definitely there were.
And you're kind of seeing why, like the more he does these interviews, the more you watch him play tonight, like you're starting to see why the Habs were high on him.
100%. When they drafted him, we were doing the live stream. I was a little bit shocked, but because I had done my research, I knew it was a possibility, and I had read a little bit about him, so it took me a few minutes, and I got over the shock because I wanted, can't remember his name now. The other center, the kid from the U.S. I can't remember. The name just left me. I was wanting that guy. But it did take
Ryan Leonard.
That's who I was kind of hoping they'd get. But when they did take him, and I thought about it, it didn't take long to sink in why they did it, and that I felt I trust these guys. If they made that move, I'm going to be all behind it. And then I just researched him a little bit more, and it's like I really like what I saw and the potential that he has. And I think it's a position that, somebody pointed out, if you saw the behind-the-scenes thing, one of the scouts there said, every team that's won the Stanley Cup in the last 10 years or whatever has a guy like Reinbacher.
And has a guy like Hudson.
But not every team has a Michkov.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the thinking was you don't need that Michkov to win a cup, but you need a Reinbacher. And when you already have Hudson, and this is the perfect guy for him to match up, it kind of made sense that they would go that way.
Yeah. Same thing with why Slavkovsky ended up getting taken, first overall.
I'm glad I was so freaking wrong on that, and they took Slavkovsky and not Shane Wright, because at this point right now, yeah, I like the fact that I like what I'm seeing with Slavkovsky so far, his work ethic and that kind of stuff. I think we're going to start to see it this year on the ice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing for me with Shane Wright was, he was definitely passing the eye test for me before COVID, because I'm in Kingston for school.
Right. Yeah.
So he was passing the eye test for me pre-COVID. His rookie season, he looked like he was ready to make the next step in his rookie season in the OHL. Right. That's how much better he was than his teammates and most of the guys he was playing against. COVID happened, and he came back from COVID a different player who wasn't really passing the eye test for me. And especially in the playoffs, they were playing meaningful playoff games in his year that he was supposed to get drafted, or the year. Yeah, basically in his draft year, he was playing meaningful playoff games with a stacked Kingston team. It was stacked. They had seven forwards that were all NHL draftees. And then he was another guy that was supposed to get drafted on top of that.
Right.
And he went away in the playoffs.
I remember you report sometimes, and I remember you were saying that, it's sort of
take some shifts off. He would take some shifts off in playoff games, and sometimes you would forget that he was there. He would have shifts where he would come out and dominate. Obviously, best player on the ice without a question. And then some shifts where he would hang out at the blue line, maybe tip a puck in, do a little bit of forechecking, almost no back checking, and then all of a sudden 45 seconds have gone by, and you realize he's had the puck on his stick for 2 seconds of the 45 seconds, and he's off the ice.
I wonder what happened to him. Wonder what made that happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
But in the end, I'm really happy. As a matter of fact, did you hear Seattle's got a special? I don't think he qualifies to be in the AHL because of his age, and he's a North American kid. But they're going to get a special ruling that's going to allow him to play in the AHL if he doesn't make the team. I was reading something about it today.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not keeping.
Yeah, I was reading something about that. So anyway, I'm glad in the end that I was wrong, and I think they got the right guy.
Shane's still gonna be a good NHL player because he has.
I'm not saying that he's not.
He has all the tools to be, but when 3 teams pass on you, not just one.
Yeah, well, then you could say that about Michkov, but can't you say that? Can't you say that about? Sorry, I keep overrunning you. Can't you say the same thing about Michkov though? 6 teams passed on him. Okay, 1 was going to anyway. I mean, obviously Chicago was passing on him, but 5 other teams passed on him.
Yeah, but there's a difference between Michkov's situation and Shane Wright's situation. No one could watch Michkov play for a year and a half, 2 years. Everyone was watching Shane Wright play.
True.
The Kingston ice was absolutely packed. The press boxes all around, all the scouts. It was packed. Everyone got a good look at Shane Wright in his draft year.
Very true. Very true.
So
I mean, that must have something to do with it. I would imagine. It's got to say something though. That you
got to trust your eyes, and all the Montreal Canadiens scouts on those behind the scenes videos, they all say you got to trust your eyes. You can read all these things about all these players, but if they don't pass the eye test,
right? And they didn't get to see him very much, so
yeah.
And imagine that might. Anyway, I'm kind of happy that that's how we ended up. We got Reinbacher. He'll be a more immediate impact, and I think he'll be here a long time.
I hope so.
Barring any injuries, you can't predict. But
yeah, I know.
But I mean, is it the Swiss league? I think it is the Swiss or there's a European league. There's a European league, and it might be the Swiss league that did this study of all players globally at that age range. They studied the games and all that kind of stuff. Reinbacher came in as the second best player in this draft based on their on their studies.
Might have been. Yeah, I don't know.
He'll have a longer career, and he'll be a better player. They ranked Reinbacher as the second best player in the draft. If that turns out to be right, then Montreal obviously did the right thing, and they got the second best player. And I'm hoping that's how it turns out.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes those advanced analytics, you got to take those with a grain of salt.
100%.
Yeah, because advanced analytics doesn't always tell the whole story.
I agree. Listen, I'm a guy that relies on, like you say, on the eye test over analytics for sure. I don't understand all the analytics. It's not for me. But it's still nice to see something like that where the guy that you did get is rated pretty freaking high.
Yeah. Ultimately, you just want guys that are going to help you win hockey games.
And do that for a long period of time.
And Reinbacher does things that help teams win hockey games.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And I think it, like I said, to win a cup, you absolutely need guys like Reinbacher. You don't need the Michkov guy. You don't need. It's good to have a guy like that kind of talent.
A lot easier.
No, I'm not saying no, but you don't. It's not like a necessity. But if your defense is lacking, you're not going to win in the playoffs, right?
But the Stanley Cup winners over the last 10 years have had the guy.
No, don't say that. Not all of them.
Or multiple guys. Vegas.
Multiple guys. No, but you can do
Vegas that. Vegas this year. They might not have had a superstar, but they had Eichel, Stone, Marchessault, Carlson.
Right. No, but Montreal. Listen, Montreal's got some guys happening too that are developing into that. So we'll have some of these quality guys.
Yeah. The only team that I would say didn't have a superstar when they won was probably St. Louis.
St. Louis. There you go. Yeah, that's
St. Louis would be, but St. Louis was built differently. And
Yeah,
St. Louis was also last in the NHL at one point in the season.
At January 1st, they were in last
before they managed their way to the 8th and final spot.
A miracle run that you're not going to see too damn often.
No, they got Binnington standing on their head. They got play from Pietrangelo like he's probably never played in his career. And they got top-down buy-in from the whole team, from Ryan O'Reilly all the way down to the fourth line.
Yeah.
Right? Like that doesn't come around very often, right?
No, that kind of a win is not going to happen very often.
No. And the Habs were within 4 games of doing something very similar. But they ran into a team that had not one Michkov, but like 4 Michkovs, and one of them being their goalie.
Yep. Yep. And but honestly, listen, if Carey Price was a little bit healthier than knee, because his knee must have already been a problem, he might have pulled that out. Like I would have liked to see that anyway. But I think it's too much. I think, like you said, they were a little too stacked for Montreal. Even Montreal at their just performing at their best. I don't think they could have won, but I think a healthier Price. We might have won more than one game anyway.
A healthy Price, maybe you lose in 6 instead of you lose in 5.
True. It might just only be that, but
you get a couple of those. You maybe get one of those games back.
Yeah, but you never know if you get that game back. You might change the next game. You never know, right? So it would have been a better chance anyway. What are you gonna do?
That's what every team has to deal with on their way to the Stanley Cup. That's why it's the hardest. That's why people say it's the hardest trophy to win in sports.
That's what they say. Well, and listen, when I was a kid, it wasn't. I don't know if to say it was easier to win because there were less teams, so it was a little bit easier. But now with 32 teams, it's a hard championship to repeat. And it used to be a lot of teams did 2 years, they'd win 2 years in a row, and then that's it. You don't see that as hardly at all anymore. And I think going forward, you're going to see less and less. They're talking about expanding again.
Yeah, I don't know.
They are. I'm reading it. They're talking about expanding. They're saying if they do, $2 billion is going to be the price.
Wow.
Can you imagine paying $2 billion to get in?
Nope.
If they're getting $2 billion for 2 teams to come in, how could they say no? Almost, right?
Is it still 4-3?
Oh, it was 5-3.
5-3. Oh,
yeah. Wow. So I don't know where they're at now. I think they're just about to come back from the glass got broken. So
okay.
They were on a delay, but I think because they're showing the highlights, so they must be getting ready, or they just need to put something on screen other than these guys fixing the glass.
The guys fixing the glass.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who scored the 5th goal for Buffalo?
I have no idea. We were talking. I don't know. I just saw that the score was 5-3, so I don't know.
It's okay.
Funny thing is, waiting for the game to come up, I had noticed, I don't know why, some people were predicting the scores. I caught one. He said 5-3 Buffalo. 5-3 Buffalo.
No.
But 13 minutes to go. So I don't know.
Well, they have time. They have time to make.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll stay at 5-3. That's my point.
Yeah.
There's time. There's definitely time for them to come back. But I think it was clear, though, Buffalo's prospects, I think they're rated higher than Montreal's prospect pool. I think it was clear in this game. They're a little bit better. You could see they're a little bit better.
Yeah. And the guys like Savoie and Kulik and Benson and Isak Rosen, like those guys, you can see that they're a step above most of what Montreal has to offer.
No, I definitely think you could see that. Yeah, definitely. But it doesn't mean that Buffalo has to be a better team in the long run. We can't beat them, but definitely they've got a good prospect pool. Mm-hmm. So,
but our equivalent to those guys are already with the big team.
We're not the poor cousin anymore.
Yeah,
we've got some talent in our prospect pool.
There's talented players.
Yeah, I don't even remember the last time Montreal had a prospect pool like this.
No, not in my lifetime.
No, I don't even think in the 70s. I don't think they had a prospect pool like this. They had good players coming up and all that, but this is a good prospect pool.
I remember when Price, Suban, and Pacioretty were all coming up at around the same time. That was the last time that I remember us having.
Okay, but in the 70s, I saw better than that.
Yeah,
personally, but no, it's been a long time, and they're trying to build that team again. You know, that type of a winner. You think they'll win the cup anytime soon?
No.
Well, I say when I say soon, I don't mean in the next 2-3 years. I don't mean that, but let's say in Marty St. Louis' tenure, do you think he wins the cup?
1.
See, I went as far as to say I think he's going to bring us 2, but I think 1. I think 1. You can't bank on it, but I think pretty much we got a really good shot at a cup in the next. I want to say 7 years.
Mm-hmm. And you figure Marty will probably be around. The rebuild will be done in probably about 2 years. Marty will be around for probably another 5 to 10 years after that.
I gotta say, 5 is safe to say, and then we'll see if he's got a cup, and the players haven't quit on him. He could stick around for that long. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't buy a cup. Like, I'm not sold on a cup until the goalie situation's figured out.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's fair. But like I'm saying, it's not. Yeah. I don't expect it in the next year or 2.
But you have to trust that Gorton and Hughes are trying to figure that out as well.
Well, personally, I think they've got their first goalie of the future in the organization now, and that's Fowler. Yeah,
Fowler. Yeah, his interview was amazing.
He seems like he's got the right head, the right attitude, and the right character to be that guy. And I think the talent level, he's got that potential. So, I think that's since Primo's obviously not that guy, that's the first next goalie of the future that they've come up with, I think.
That is not just going to be a perennial backup.
He's got all those tools. This kid Fowler is the real deal as far as potential.
Mm-hmm. And like tools aside, because it's really hard to project goalie tools.
It is.
But the mindset, like you said, like listening to what he had to say and how he was answering the questions, and
that's where he's
seeing the confidence he has,
yeah,
and the desire to want to be the guy.
Well, that the fact that he was kind of overlooked a lot, that set him up in the right way for that determination and to prove to prove himself, and not in a bad way. I think it's not in a bad way. It's given him that inner drive to be the best he can be, and that's what you want to see.
And he definitely seems like a student of the game.
This guy, he knows who the shooters are. I love that.
I know.
He
when
knows all
I
the
saw
shooters.
That, I was like, "Oh, that's amazing."
Yeah, that's the guy.
Would be me. That would be me. I'd be like, "Yeah, you got to know it." When I was playing baseball, I knew what everyone threw. I knew everyone's weaknesses when I was playing against, because you play against the same guys on the circuit. You play in Ontario, you play elite baseball in Ontario, you only play against 5 or 6 different teams. You play against the same guys every summer. You know what their tendencies are. You know what they like to throw. You know what they don't like to throw. You know what they hit. You know what they don't like to hit. And so it's like, you got to figure it out. And
how much more of a leg up? How much of a leg up does he get when he knows which hand the guy's shooting and what his tendencies are?
Yeah.
Like that's a huge step up for a guy.
And he doesn't have to do that at 16 years old in the USHL to be good, but he is.
He's doing that now.
He has pro habits.
Yeah.
As a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Right? Now imagine when he gets paid to do that. Right?
I think he's going to be a good goalie. He's going to be a good goalie.
I hope so.
As hard as it is to project, at least you got a guy that the potential is legitimately there this time.
I want to see him have a good season in college. And then, if he puts up a .925 save percentage in college with like a sub-3 goals against average and like 20-ish wins, then I think you can start saying like, okay, this guy's for real.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but until then, it's a different story.
He's in the right college program though for that. Good for goaltenders. Boston. Is it BU he's at or BC?
I think he's at BC.
BC. Yeah.
BU is Lane Hudson. Yeah, always get them mixed up.
Right. Anyways, I like the future of this team.
Yeah.
And we got 10 minutes left in this game. Still 5-3. I don't know. I think Buffalo's going to beat us tonight.
It's probably what will happen. It's a rookie scrimmage.
And we got the Bruins tomorrow. I hope they kick Bruin ass tomorrow.
Yeah. There isn't really too much you can read into these.
No,
you can make observations like I've been making and I've been putting in the chat there, but you can't read into them too much.
No, I get it. I mean, I get that. It's just nice to look at, to get a good look at these guys in a game, all together.
Exactly. It's nice.
And against guys their own age, right? So you get to see if they can step up here. Instead of playing against, the more experienced players. Here, you want to see if they can step up.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how many players do you think the Habs are going to send to the World Juniors this year?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't make a guess because I don't know where everybody's playing.
Yeah.
And for what teams to make that guess. But
yeah, they'll probably be sending a lot of players.
I think so. I think a lot. I just don't know, how to figure out how many ahead of time. But I think they'll be well represented.
They'll be very well represented.
Yeah,
for sure. Reinbacher will go. Owen Beck will go.
Yeah, and he'll have a bigger role this year too.
Yeah, I think Farrell will be aged out by this point.
What's the age limit? 20?
It's 20 and under.
I think Farrell's 20
You have to be turning 20 years old in the year of the World Juniors. Which
Farrell's 20 now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's a 2002. No, I think he's 2002 or is he 2003?
I don't know, but I think Farrell's 20 this year. Just when is he 20, right?
He's the same age as me. He's in 01, so he's definitely aged out now.
Yeah, so there you go.
So he's aged out.
We'll see how many.
Joshua Waugh, I think this is his last year of eligibility.
Is he? Because he's 20 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he just turned 20 last month, so this would be his last year of eligibility. Okay.
So he'll make it.
Owen Beck won't be there for sure.
Yeah, he was saying that he'd like to enjoy a gold medal bet, like have more playing time in the tournament and win a gold medal and enjoy it a little more.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "What did he say? Max out the experience."
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, they'll be well represented for sure.
Well, I hope so. I don't see how not. I mean, there's so much talent here.
Mm-hmm. And Lane Hudson will probably be the best defenseman of the tournament.
Probably, yeah.
I think it's a pretty good, like that's a pretty safe prediction.
Pretty much, yeah. I can't wait to see that kid in our lineup. I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm. He might be, aside from Suzuki, the smartest player that the Habs will have. When it comes down to it, once he hits his potential,
probably. Well, you got a few. I mean, Farrell too is apparently.
Yeah, Farrell too. Yeah, Farrell too.
They've got a few kids here that on that level, that intelligence side.
Mm-hmm. The hockey sense.
That hockey sense, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
No. I don't know. It was a quote. I don't know if it was Marty or if it was Gordon or Hughes, but it was like, this guy doesn't just play hockey; he's a hockey player. That
was I think it might have been Hughes, and he was talking about Newhook. No, it was Marty. It was Marty St. Louis. Marty St. Louis.
It was Marty talking about
Newhook, right? About Newhook. Yeah. And I love that quote because that's a great quote.
That is.
And a lot of people, it goes over their heads, but there's a huge difference.
There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. Ask anybody who's played a sport at an elite level. Doesn't have to be at a pro level, but just at an elite level. Yeah. There's a difference between someone who plays the sport and who's built for that sport.
Yeah, I know that difference, and I think there's a few guys. I mean, like that. But it was nice to hear that about Newhook, who he hasn't coached yet, and he said he hasn't really seen much of yet. But he just from getting to know him a little bit, he knows that difference. And man, Newhook, I think a lot of people are going to get surprised by him.
I think a lot of people are going to actually really, really like him because Habs fans appreciate a player like Newhook, the way he plays the game. Right? That's why Arturi Lehkonen was so loved by lots of Habs fans.
Yeah.
It's the way he played the game. Newhook plays the game the same way.
Yeah, with a little bit more talent.
Well, more skill. Yes, more skill,
better hands. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, and that blazing speed, man.
He plays the game the right way. Yeah.
That speed, that I've seen some highlights, man. He has blazing speed, Newhook. Mm-hmm. He's fast.
You got to remember, he was only taken one or two, I think one spot behind.
One. Wasn't it one behind Caulfield?
Colorado took him at 16th, and
he was
15th.
Yeah, one behind Caulfield, and going in, I didn't think Caulfield would be there, so Newhook was the guy I wanted.
Yeah,
but didn't think Caulfield would be there, so I'm happy we got Caulfield. But yeah, Newhook was the guy I wanted, and then we got him a few years later. I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. We have 3 players from that draft class, that 2019.
That's right, Doc also.
The 2001 born draft class, which is coincidentally my year, which is kind of
and probably if you do a redraft, we might have 3 of the top 10 from that draft. In the end, that would be
maybe in the end. We have
we'll see
for sure. We have 2 for sure.
Yeah, does Newhook end up there?
But does Newhook end up there?
Yeah,
exactly.
No, I agree.
The thing is, though, there's a lot of talent from that draft.
Yeah. Listen, it was a good draft to get 3 guys from.
It was a great draft class. So when you have guys like, you got Dylan Cousins and Trevor Zegras, who would be top 3 players in most drafts, going 6th and 8th, or something like that, right?
Yep. And then look, Caulfield dropped to 15. If you redraft that, he's in the top 5.
Oh yeah.
Probably top 3 actually.
Top three would be tough.
What 5? But you look 5 years later into it. I don't know. I think he might fit. Although I'm saying that off the top of my head, I'm not exactly sure everybody that was in that top 10 off the top of my head. So
yeah. So right now, if you were to do a redraft, Jack Hughes, Moritz Seider would definitely go ahead. Trevor Zegras, between Zegras and Caulfield, it's dealer's choice. But Bone Byram would go ahead. And then Dylan Cousins, you could argue, maybe could go ahead of Caulfield as well.
Okay, but that's sitting right now. How many years since that draft? That's 19, right? 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Another year or two, and that might change.
Yeah.
Give Caulfield another year or two, score 50 goals a year. That could change that.
And Cabo Caco, if he ends up panning out, right? You know what I mean? So right now, Caulfield is currently ranked. I have it up right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th in total points from his draft class.
Right.
But all the players ahead of him have played more games.
Exactly. So I'm saying give it another year or two, and that he could move up in that list easily.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe top 3 is wrong, but top 5.
Yeah, he has the second most goals outside of Jack Hughes.
Yep. Yeah, and 5-on-5 goals too. He is the second or third most goals 5-on-5 since his draft. I think. I just read that like yesterday.
More than Ovechkin?
I think in younger play. I'm not sure it's not the whole NHL. No, I didn't mean the whole NHL. I meant from, I guess, in that draft class. Maybe it is. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
There was a stat I saw somewhere where since Marty St. Louis took over the team, that he was tied with Austin Matthews at one point for 5-on-5 goals in the calendar.
That might be what. That's where I think I saw that. Yeah, it's either he is just behind him, or he's ahead of him. Just.
Yeah, it was like McDavid, and then maybe Draisaitl. I think it was like McDavid, then Draisaitl, and then Caulfield, Matthews, and Ovechkin were all around the same at about like 27 goals.
Caulfield has something in his chest. Matthews doesn't. In the long run, Caulfield will be the better goal scorer, in my opinion.
In the long run?
When their careers are done, you're going to look back and Cole Caulfield was the better goal scorer.
Than Austin Matthews?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know about that, Rick.
Hey, one of my predictions. I could be wrong, but and listen, if Caulfield played all season last year, you could easily say Matthews had 40 goals? Caulfield would have had more goals than him. I think
Matthews hasn't had a season under 30 goals.
Okay, but Caulfield's only had 2 seasons, so
40, 34, 37, 47, 41, 60, 40. That's 299 goals in 481 games.
Yeah, but he's a piece of shit, so it doesn't count.
But you know something? But you can't say that he's going to be the
I made this prediction before. No, I made this prediction before. I'm sticking with it. Cole Caulfield's a better goal scorer than Austin Matthews.
That's a 0.62 goals per game, which is something that I don't even think Ovechkin has that rate. Let me see what Ovechkin.
Well, I know one thing what Matthews leads Caulfield in, trying to break into women's cars in the middle of the night. He leads by 1. Can you tell I don't like Matthews? I just saw a poll. Was it on Twitter?
So Alex Ovechkin's goal rate is 0.61 goals per game, and Austin Matthews is 0.62. So so your prediction is that Caulfield will become the greatest goal scorer in the modern NHL history.
No, not true. It's not what I'm saying. And Austin Matthews' career not over yet, so he's got many seasons to play that can lower that. That's number one. So I just think in the end,
but so does Caulfield.
Yeah, sure. That's true. It's a huge prediction, but I made this prediction last year, and I'm going to stick by it. I saw a poll asking. I don't know what the poll was. If you don't, which player you'd like least, or something like that. Austin Matthews, 2 or 3 other players. He was by far the most hated player on that list. So in other words, it's not just me.
No.
A lot of people in the NHL don't like Austin Matthews. And that team, by the way, a lot of players in the league don't like Toronto because of the way they brag.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not alone in my hatred of them.
Yeah, the Toronto Maple Leafs can be annoying for Habs fans.
No, but the point is not just Habs fans. It seems like a lot of fans around the league they're tired of that bragging of how they're the best, and then they do nothing.
Mm-hmm. But I can imagine what the rest of the league was saying about Montreal in the 70s. You going to the parade this year? No, I'll go next year.
Well, that was our attitude was if Montreal went to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost, not a good season. That's what if they didn't win the cup, not a successful season. That's what I grew up under.
Yeah.
And then 30 years of nothing.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Well, I've gone my entire life without a cup.
Yeah, I feel for you guys. I really do.
One cup final, one Eastern Conference final, a couple other playoff series mixed in here and there.
Yeah.
So.
I get it. I mean, I got spoiled as a kid. I mean, I'm spoiled. Yeah. I saw 8 Stanley Cup wins that I saw. I've been alive for 12. I'm pretty spoiled.
That's pretty special.
Yep. And hopefully before I die, I see another one.
Yeah, I know that's what you hope for now, right?
Like, yeah, I'd like to see one more. Then I can die happy.
And then they're gonna win one, and then you're gonna be like, I want them to win one more.
I want more. I'm not dead yet. Yeah. I'm hoping to see another 2. I think
if they win one before I kick the bucket, I'll be happy.
I think this team and like, how do I want to put that? You know how they're looking to keep this team competitive and winning for like a lot. So that extended period, I think we'll see 2 cups from there. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The key is keeping the Slavkovskys, the Docks, the Ghoulies, the Reinbachers, the Hudsons, keeping them at AAVs that are conducive to keeping them all around, number one. And number 2,
the hard part.
Being able to add that missing piece in free agency, whether that's like an elite scorer, an elite shutdown defenseman, right? Like, because it's going to take that one elite veteran guy too.
Yeah, no, I agree. And also continued good drafting.
Yeah.
If you're going to want to be successful for the next 10, 15 years, you better keep drafting well like they're doing now. That's going to be really important. Mm-hmm. But listen, so far so good. That's what we're getting, and it's about to pay off. Game is over. Sorry, everybody. I think it was a 6-3 loss to Buffalo. Tomorrow, tomorrow it's at 3:30 the game. So tomorrow 3:30 against the Bruins. So there you go. We lost.
I like what I saw from Reinbacher though. Like that's got to be encouraging.
I didn't see much of this third period. From the first 2 periods, the standout for me was Reinbacher. I noticed him the most overall of all the players there.
Yeah.
So
I think Habs fans have to be happy with the way he's playing.
The first of many, and he's only going to get better.
Yeah, and he just seems like such a humble kid. Down to earth.
He's got that right character, right? He's not full of himself.
Yeah, and that's been the trend. Like that's been the trend with this entire management staff is they've been drafting guys who have that character.
Well, isn't that's their goal? Or I don't say their goal. That's one of the boxes checked. If you don't check that character box, they're probably not picking you up anywhere.
The Habs just released a video. This afternoon or this morning, probably, where they took a camera crew to Kosice Slafkovsky, and they just followed him around for the day. He went and like visited his old school, visited his old rink, like went to some
Oh, that's
hockey camps,
nice.
and like you could just see like the way he was with the fans, the way he was with the people. Like he kept saying like, these are the people that raised me, like the city made me the person I am, like I wouldn't be here without the like. And you could tell he was truly like grateful for the opportunity to take a chance to reflect
Yeah, that's nice.
on
I'm gonna look for
that. So
that.
yeah, I would definitely take a watch. It's only like a 3-minute video, but it was really cool to see.
I'm gonna check that out.
And yeah, and you can see like, you know, we know Slafkovsky's a good kid, but like even from that 3 minutes, like if that's the first time you'd ever heard of the guy, you'd be like, man, I'm rooting for that guy.
Yeah, I didn't want them to draft him. They did. And then, because they did, you start to get to know the kid through the videos and everything. And he wins you over.
Yeah,
He wins you over.
He wins you over because he's real. He's not scripted.
Yeah.
He's a real person.
Yeah.
He's
a legitimate
very
good
easy
person
to root for.
Yeah.
He makes it very easy to root for him because of how genuine he is.
Yeah, you can't help but like a
he's
kid
a good
like
kid off the ice.
Yeah.
From obviously I don't know him, but from what I see and from all the stuff I've seen of him off the ice, like in his community in Slovakia, like the stuff he does, right? Like he's more about others than he is about himself, right?
Exactly.
He's not full of himself.
It's that selfishness they don't want. And this is what I was talking about with Michkov. I have a feeling, I don't know if I'm right. He just seems a little bit selfish, and I don't know that selfish style is going to translate easily to the NHL.
Yeah, I don't know. You hear rumors about that, but like there's nothing on this guy. Like we have tons of videos of Slafkovsky, like we can see how good of a kid he is. We have nothing about Mitchkov.
No, this is true.
We only have rumors, right?
It's only hearsay. Yeah, it's true.
We only have hearsay, so we can't really comment on his character without going through third-party sources. And this guy told this guy this, and then you're like, well, what's the real story here? Right?
Yeah.
But obviously the Habs had something that we didn't, because if they have an inside guy, Nick Bobrov's dad is an inside guy, I think, with SKA team or something like that.
Right.
I know Nick Bobrov has ties to KHL in one way or another. It's his dad or something that works for the team.
Okay.
So we have inside information that nobody else does, and you just got to trust that.
And I think that's what they did. And then you compare them, and they had said, listen, as far as drafting for need, if you got two guys that they deem are of equal talent level, then position is going to be what decides it. And I think that's what they felt here, that they had two guys with the same kind of talent level, that D is what they needed the most.
Mm-hmm. An element of that is also trusting the guys that are in the room as well.
Well, true.
Trusting that Slafkovsky, Suzuki, and Caulfield are going to develop into 3 all-star players. 2 of them already are all-star players, but the third guy developing into another all-star, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be your forward. Those are going to be your big 3 up front for the next 10 years, or at least the next 7.
Yeah, but I mean, you say but you got guys like Doc, who I think can definitely.
And then you have a guy like Kirby Doc and Alex Newhook who can play second line. You have guys coming up like Sean Farrell, Joshua Waugh, right, who could also fit in on that second line.
Yeah,
so they trust what they have in the room. They trust what they have in the pipeline.
I think that's it. As far as scoring you're talking about, right? Yeah. They trust that scoring is there. And I've been saying that scoring is there. It needs to be released. One of the things to release that scoring is a guy like Reinbacher, right? The way he moves the puck, the way he gets to the guys on the fly, that's something he does. And that's gonna benefit the offense big time. And at the same time, the other thing he does is he shuts down plays in his end.
Yeah, and that's why him and Hudson will probably end up working together as a pairing.
Yeah.
And if Hudson has a guy like him, or Hudson has a guy like Caden Gooley, right? Like if he plays with either of them, if Gooley can move over to the right, like he probably won't, but let's just say he does for whatever reason.
He can. He's listed as both, by the way, lefty.
But he's a left shot. So
I know that he is, but he's a guy that plays both sides.
It makes sense. It makes more sense to have Hudson and Reinbacher and then Gooley and Mayu as your
I think that's how it'll
together. I think that's how it will shake out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But if like someone were to get hurt or something, then Gooley can obviously move up to the top pair or whatever.
Yeah.
But Hudson has two solid defensemen who he's going to be playing with that are going to let him just do him and let him be the fourth forward.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. You heard what Reinbacher said at the development camp. He played with Hudson, and he says, "Yeah, you just give him the puck and watch."
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, the things he can do with the puck, you don't see that very often.
No, man, this guy could be in a freaking phone booth with 5 other players, and he'll stick handle around them all. Like this guy in tight, man, he can work that stick. I've never seen anybody move like him and stick handle like him in tight like that. 3 guys around him, and this guy, and he's out. Like, how the fuck does he do that?
And if someone wants to take a run at him, then they have to deal with Arbor.
Big boys.
And if the other guys are Mayu or Ryan
and then
Walker,
what, Jack
Eye?
Or Jack Eye? Yeah. Next time you're on the ice, it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of intimidation out there.
You know what's crazy is, though, Arbor wasn't that much bigger than me or most of the other kids at our school. Like, he was like around 15, 16. He wasn't that much bigger than me or any of the other kids at our school. But then during COVID,
he had a growth
spurt. I saw him at the Costco that he was working at during COVID. And I was like, geez, this guy put on probably 20 pounds of just pure muscle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
a big growth spurt.
Huge.
And his brother's starting to grow too now. Yeah. His brother's starting to move up in the size. He's 6'3" now. He's got to put on some pounds, but it's going to be 2 big boys out there.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be nice to have. Be nice to have a team that's not going to get pushed around anymore.
Mm-hmm. And what's even crazier is that Arbor wasn't even considered one of the best players at my high school.
Crazy, but he's got that determination to be the best.
Yeah, he played on the high school team, and no one was really talking about him as a guy that was going to do things past.
But also, didn't that coincide with him starting to get a physical side to his game? Mm-hmm. Once he started to do that, people took notice of him.
Yeah, exactly. Like we had guys on our high school team that were better players than him, and they were talking about this guy's going here, this guy's going there. I didn't play hockey. I played baseball growing up. I didn't play too much hockey, so I wasn't on the team. But like I knew the guys who played, and Arbor wasn't one of the guys that everyone was talking about in high school.
No, but that physical
side. It's quite interesting that you see how it ends up working out in the end, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes you just can't tell. Guys mature later. That happens.
Or maybe guys have a chip on their shoulder because they feel like they should be getting talked about.
That's true too. And a guy like Arbor, that character, they've got that character where they're gonna be better. They're gonna make themselves into what they need to be.
Yeah.
So, like I've been saying, I think Arbor, because people say Arbor, he's not going to be here. He's going to be in Laval. No, first of all, you need that physical thing, and he's going to step up his game. Watch and see. He's going to be a better defenseman this year than he was last year.
I hope that's the same for every player on the team.
No, I know, but especially in Arbor. Listen, look at the defense that's coming. For him to stay in the lineup, he's got to get better. And I think that this guy has that ability to be better than people thought he would be. I don't know if that's putting it the right way. He's going to get there.
I think the element of physicality that he brings to the game, I don't know if that's replaceable by anybody currently in the prospect pool, on the team itself. Like, how does he get bumped out of the third pair?
I don't see how.
How does he use his third pairing spot?
You need that guy. especially in the division when they brought some big boys in the division, the other teams. You need this guy in the lineup.
Mm-hmm. And it's so hard to see. It's so hard to see a guy like Struble, Tourigny, like players like that. It's hard to see them ever making the team.
Tourigny's too small.
Honestly, or even a guy like Struble, even though he's a good player.
Yeah,
like he's not going to make the team over Jordan Harris.
No, he's not. He's not.
And he's not going to make the team over the big four guys that we have coming.
I think Struble gets traded, don't you?
You have to trade some of these young defensemen that you have that are just not going to crack the roster.
They're not Norlinder.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because you still have Matheson and Savard that are going to be playing out their contracts here.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's going to have to be some movement there on those players. Like I said, Norlinder, Struble, guys like that. They're going to have to be moved.
They're not career AHLers. Like Struble isn't a guy who's just going to be a career AHLer and just rot in the AHL. He has the ability to be a second or third pairing.
So he has value on the trade market. He'll have value on the trade market because of that. So I mean, I think they're going to have to move him.
Yeah, and they have a few other guys. They have a few other guys that are around the same. Like they're in the same boat as a guy like Struble.
Norlinder?
Norlinder. Where if they were on any other team or if they were on more than half the teams in the NHL, there's a path to the NHL for them.
Right.
But
that's what gives them value, right? Because there'll be teams that will be looking to acquire these guys in deals.
Even like William Trudeau. William Trudeau played great tonight.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The last 2 years in development, whatever, every time I see him, he plays really well. He's a good, but he's not going to crack the team.
He's not going to make the team. It's just not going to happen for him.
No, that's another guy you got to figure is going to be involved in some kind of a trade, or they keep him around for depth. But I mean, are you gonna really hold back a kid for his career just to keep him around for depth? They don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, it's hard. That's what you have guys like Kovacevic and Chris Weidman and Gustav Lindstrom. Like those are the guys that you plug and play when you need a seventh D.
Yeah. Problem is they got no waiver exemptions, so you got to figure Kovacevic gets waived, he'll be picked up. And I think even Weidman. I think if they waive Weidman, some team with his contract.
I don't know about that.
I'm not saying for sure. He may get picked up though that way because
Weidman's getting older though.
But he's got some value for a season. He's got 1 year left at $762. It's nothing. Like I could see some team picking him up, or he goes down to Laval and you call him up when you need, you got an injury or whatever. But I don't see Weidman sticking it out.
And we haven't even talked about Justin Barron yet in all of this.
Yeah, Barron, I think, gets the short straw.
Like we've been talking about all these players, and we don't even talk about how Justin Barron's a former first-round pick.
I know. It just goes to show the kind of talent that's here.
Yeah.
When a guy like Barron is going to get the short straw and probably start in Laval, unless they carry 8 defensemen, which I don't think they will.
Well, the only way that Barron has a consistent role with the team this year is if they trade like Savard basically,
or injuries. I mean, injuries or trade happens.
Barring injuries, they'd have to move a David Savard, which they're not going to do this year, but they'll do next year.
Next year or in the off season I had it wrong. I thought he only had 1 year left, so I was saying they're going to move him. But no, it's not this year because
2 years. 2 years.
Yeah. And besides, look at the lineup. There's not too many experienced guys, veterans there. You got Matheson, Savard, Weidman, really.
Yeah.
So Savard and Matheson are staying for this season for sure.
Yeah, Savard and Matheson are definitely staying.
You got your veterans. Whether they'll play them on the same pairing, I don't know. I don't think so, but it's. I was doing that today, actually, trying to figure out for my video. I don't know how that works out because of right side and left side. Like, I don't know how you work it out. Gooley, I would think, would be a top line guy, but he's on the left with Matheson. I don't know how it's going to shake out.
It is. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out for sure. But
there's a lot of options of how the defense could look this season.
Yeah. I don't mind Savard and Matheson playing together,
I think it
because
might have to be.
if you put Gouli and Kovacevic together, like those are like Gouli is mature enough, right?
I think so
Like
now.
he's
Yeah.
mature enough to be
It's his sophomore year, so there's that possibility that he has a drop,
yeah.
but I don't think so.
But he plays a mature enough game where having a guy like Kovacevic to insulate him is probably a good option. And then Jackeye and Harris can play together.
And then you got Lindstrom, I think, would be
you throw
the seventh.
Lindstrom in there. You throw Justin Barron in there.
Yeah.
Like
and then Barron could be called up. That's right.
I don't see a barrier to Matheson and Savard eating 23, 24 minutes a night all season.
Yeah, I think that might be how it goes because of the way of the positions, like who plays right and left, and the fact that they're the only two. Really, I'm not counting Weidman in here this year because I don't think he starts here. But they're the only two experienced defensemen that you've got, veteran defensemen.
So. With Edmondson gone now,
yeah, with Edmondson gone, so there's got to be some trust in these young kids. Probably. You're not going to have an experienced guy on each of the first two pairings.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to shake out Matheson Savard as your first pairing.
Man, that Matheson trade is looking more like
I like that guy.
Diamond in the rough, like gold, like every day, man.
What a skater. What a skater that guy is. He's so smooth. I love to watch that guy skate.
But you know what that comes from? That comes from Ken Hughes knowing the person.
True.
Off the ice, not just how good of a player he is on the ice, but
it wasn't just because
off the ice.
It wasn't just because he knew them that he went and grabbed some of these guys. It's because he knew who they were.
Yeah,
that's the guy we want.
Yeah, that's the guy we want. That's the type of culture we want to build.
Yeah.
And every time, like Matheson did a really good interview with Tony Marinaro earlier in the year. I don't remember when, but I loved listening to him. I just love listening to Matheson talk and
being a hometown kid really is like what motivation.
You could tell how much it means to him.
Yeah.
To be here.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy to have in the room too.
He is.
Like if you met him at a bar, you wouldn't think that he was a star defenseman for one of the biggest teams, if not the biggest team in hockey. Like you wouldn't think that.
Really, I don't know. I've only seen a couple of interviews with him, but he just seems like a genuine kind of.
Yeah, watch the interview with him and Tony Marinaro. They did like a 1 hour long interview.
Sick podcast, I guess he was on.
Yeah, sick podcast.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Very impressed with him.
All right, I'm gonna have to call. We're 3 hours already.
Time flies.
I didn't think I thought this would be like an hour and a half, maybe, because I was thinking of the development camp scrimmages. That's about all. But I didn't think it would be like a 2 hour and a half show for the.
You brought me on and we got talking.
That's okay. Had a good time, but it's 3 hours already. So
yeah, of course. I don't have too many Habs fans that I know because
it's tough when you live. Like not in Habs country.
It's tough when you don't live in Montreal, right? A lot of people around here are Leafs fans.
Yeah.
So
that's what makes this. That's what makes this whole what I'm doing, because a lot of Habs fans live elsewhere that have no one to talk to or watch the games with.
And you know what? If it wasn't for COVID, then I would still be the lonely Habs fan watching the game by myself. Right, but it's because of COVID that I found you, Rick.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So there you go. Hey, listen, as long as you found us eventually. But yeah, I mean, that's what the attraction is, right? You don't have to watch the games alone, and you can watch with other Habs fans. It's a different way, but I mean, it's still.
And you get to talk Habs. You get to
exactly like for myself too. For myself too, I'd be watching the games alone, and like it's not as fun.
No, just not at all.
All right.
I'm excited for the season.
Yeah. Listen, how could you not be with what?
I'm excited.
Yeah. So thanks for being here, Luke. I really appreciate it. It was a great conversation.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on as always. Hopefully I can I can do this more often when the season rolls around.
Yeah, anytime. Like, just do that again to say, can I come on?
It'll probably have to be on Saturday nights, but
no, there's plenty of games on Saturday. No worries.
There's plenty of games on Saturday nights. That's for sure.
All right, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I really
Thanks
do.
for
It was a
having
good
me.
conversation. All right, so I'm going to take off here. So I just want to remind everybody that tomorrow, 3:30, I think it is, the game. So Boston, we're going to do this again with Boston tomorrow. So I'll see you then. So that's it. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Apologize I didn't do the third period, but this was a little more fun. And that's it. Stay safe out there till next time. I don't even know what I do anymore. Peace out, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Ciao, Luca. Have a good one. And everybody else, ciao. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. And go Habs go, and hopefully tomorrow we get a win. All right. That's it. I'm bad at this all of a sudden again at the end. Take it easy. Have a good night. I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.